Chapter 3421. Second, Prince was already angry like a mad cow. He took out a long knife and rushed up at the moment the seal was withdrawn. He smashed hundreds of knives against Shen Shang. Shen Shang is only the world-defying sacred realm middle stage, but I don't know how. The 200 unsuccessfully of the two princes are unexpectedly in the absence of Shen Shang. Shen Zhang's avoidance is very fast, faster than the two princes' knife. The 10 emperors have also been shot, and they have rushed over to surround Zhou Zhiqin. When they want to fight, Qin Shuang, Su Maiyao, Bai Yuyu, Long Shuiyi and 3 poisonous monkeys immediately from Hidden Jade Villa run inside. The strength of the 10 emperors was quite horrible. Zhou Zhiqin's 3 sisters thought they were unbeatable, but the women who appeared in suddenly helped them stop several emperors and let them suddenly lose pressure. I am coming. Feng Ke, who was retreating, felt the crisis outside and immediately ran out. Although she seemed to be a little girl, she used a strong seal and she realized a little bit. Dao creation spell, coupled with her mysterious terrifying golden needle, her overall strength is not weak. The 3 poisonous monkeys are also very terrifying. They use the anti-strength stealth and use the poison to attack in the chaos. At this time, there are 3 imperial guards, which have fallen to the ground. Second, Prince was anxious. He didn't expect to have so many people coming out, but Shen Shang was only world-defying sacred realm middle stage, but it was harder to deal with than 2 world-defying sacred realm late stages. Say you are a waste, you still don't believe it, now you see it too. You guys in a world-defying sacred realm late stage, even the clothes of my middle stage can't be touched, what is your guy still alive? Meaning, if I am yours, I will commit suicide immediately. Shen Shangji said with a smile, which makes the 2 princes angry in the fire. You will only talk about it, you are a jerk, there is a kind of backhand. You are always dodging, because you can't hit me, so you don't shoot. Humph, you better not, I was cut, otherwise the knife in my hand will definitely split you in half. My knife is made from Dao creation saint stone. When Prince was angry, he also used words to counterattack. Is your knife really strong? Shen Shang laughed, took out the divine mirror of 6 paths and grabbed the edge of the divine mirror of 6 paths, like holding a round plate and taking the knife that was cut over. Jingle. The knife that had been smashed was slashed on the divine mirror of 6 paths that was tapped, and the blade actually collapsed into a hole. 2 Prince stunned. His knife was refining Dao creation saint stone. He once cut off a lot of divine tools refining with Crystal Emperor, but now he slashed Shen Zhang's divine mirror of 6 paths and actually collapsed a hole. See no, your knife is like you, it's rubbish. Shen Shang made divine mirror of 6 paths bigger at the moment of Prince's hair, and slammed it on the shoulders of Prince. It was broken, and divine mirror of 6 paths broke through the power of Dao creation spell and slammed into Prince's body. Ah! 2 Prince screamed, squirting a huge portion of blood in his mouth, and he fell on the ground. Shen Shang throws the 2nd Prince into Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove and then kicks it to Su Maiyao. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths shoots at an Imperial Guard, bursting with a fire of fire, violent flames through Divine Mirror of 6. The Mirror of the Paths rushed out and broke into the body of the Emperor, instantly burning it into fly ash. These women were only reluctant to deal with these emperors, and after Shen Shang joined, they tweeted Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and shot them into a fly ash. Su Maiyao didn't suffer any injuries, they went into the Hidden Jade Villa to rest. Their cultivation base was limited, and they could spend a small moment with the world-defying sacred realm late stage, which was very expensive for them. It's okay. Zhou Zhiqin hasn't recovered yet. She just paid a little attention to Shen Shang. The 2nd Prince has been seriously injured by Shen Shang. What happened to those women just now? Zhou Ziqi, of course, they saw the beautiful women. Although the cultivation base is not high, they have a lot of fighting skills and rich combat experience. My woman, Shen Shang indifferently said. Okay, save your 2 younger sisters now. Zhou Zhiqin, they were secretly surprised. Suddenly understood that Shen Shang had not been tempted by them before. Actually, she already had such beautiful women. I am not your woman. Qin Shuang was lightly snorted in Hidden Jade Villa. Shen Shang looked at the 2 princes in Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove. Although the cultivation base is good, but the usual battles, they are all soft eggs, and rarely experienced actual combat, always thought to rely on powerful divine the tool is capable of pressing others. But this time he met Shen Shang. Shen Shang not only has a variety of powerful divine tool, but also has a lot of combat experience, he can beat him in a few moments. It is imperative that the 3 sisters be taken away from here, and Shen Shang let them change appearance, then take them to the small inn away from the bustling area. After Bai Yu used the grasping soul devil curse for the second prince, he already knew where the two sisters were locked, and unexpectedly was in the Shengxin store. The Shengxin store has been repaired at this time, and the underground of the Shengxin store is a large underground palace, and those alchemists are all under the alchemy. The underground palace is not easy to enter. The people here are very proficient in the barrier seal. There are several strong barriers under the underground palace. Even if you use space-time power, I am afraid it is difficult to penetrate. Bai Yu said. It seems to be hard. Shen Shang said. We have two princes in our hands. I don't know if I can use them to hand them over. If you can, it's best. Bai Yu said. The Guzhong is still in the imperial palace. The guru seems to have Heaven's proud god emperor to do something with him, but Heaven's proud god emperor refuses, so he is under house arrest. If the national governor does not restrict Heaven's proud god emperor in the imperial palace, then the power of the national governor will certainly be disintegrated by Heaven's proud god emperor. This is the message from the memory of Bai Yu to Prince. They came to catch you, just to bring me out. Shen Shang said. This is what I caused, so I will save them, you don't have to worry. Zhou Zhirkin nodded, and Shen Zhang's strength they had already seen. Your strength is not weak. When you face the enemy, you don't lose your courage, that's all right. Shen Shang said, at least 3 of them could resist 5 or 6 emperors before, if only 3 emperors went to each other. They will definitely be easily slain by them. Do you know where the younger sister is being held? Zhou Ziqi asked. At the Saint Trust store, we take a break, prepare well, and then set off, said Shen Shang. At the time of the break, Shen Shang released Time Domain, then took out more than a dozen crystal emperors and smelted Tao Creation spell, which released the violent strength. Chapter 3422. Shen Shang refines the crystal emperor but can kill the world-defying sacred realm late stage. Although his crystal emperor is very easy to get, he doesn't want to waste. I don't know if alchemist knows how to refine pill spirit. Shen Shang has always wondered about this. He asked Bai Yu to see if he had learned about it from the memory of Prince. You shouldn't understand. These two princes know very well about Proud Pill Palace in the Imperial Palace. They often get in and out and have seen a lot of alchemist and good Dan, but they haven't seen any pill spirit, Bai Yu said. So I if wanted to pretend to be the second prince to go to the Saint Trust shop. Shen Shang wants to listen to Bai Yu's opinion, because she devour the memory of Prince. It's best not to. This guy is not pretending to be a fake, and there is an expert in the Shengxin store now. If it is discovered, it is very dangerous, Bai Yu said. After the break, Shen Shang and Zhou Zhirkin, their 3 sisters, sat in a car and sailed to the Shengxin store. I will take 2 princes to marry them and exchange them with your 2 younger sisters. Shen Shang said. They will definitely agree when they arrive. Bai Yu learned from the memory of Prince 2 that although the second prince is more arrogant, the national governor and the queen are very good looking. If he inherits the emperor in the future, then the queen and the national man must be in power behind. 2 princes are trained by them and will definitely be obediently obedient. When I came to the door of the Saint Letters store, it has been restored to its actual state, but it has become very calm, because many people no longer believe in these pill stores. Shen Shang and Zhou Zhirkin did not have a change appearance, so they appeared directly at the door of the Shengxin store. The location of the Shengxin store was originally a very prosperous stage, and some passing people immediately recognized it after seeing Shen Shang. Soon, many passers-by stopped to watch in the distance. They did not dare to approach, because it is obvious that there will be conflicts. Last time many people saw the power of the explosion crystal emperor of Shen Shang, directly bursting multiple expert of world-defying sacred realm late stage. Shen Shang and Zhou Ziqi, their appearance, also surprised people in the Shengxin shop. Zhao boss has recovered almost under the mass of pills. He saw Shen Shang and suddenly angered and rushed over. 2 princes in my hands. Shen Zhang's words directly stopped Zhao boss. Of course, he knew that Prince had to arrest Zhou Zhirkin, and he also went with the 10 strong emperors, which will definitely succeed. But now Shen Shang and Zhou Zhirkin can appear here, and the second prince has no news, although there is news that Heavenly Sound Villa is exploding Great War, but nobody is on the scene. So Zhao boss did not know the specific situation, but they felt that they were mostly successful. Shen Shang saw Zhao's boss not believe, immediately dragged the second prince out of Heaven Creation Cauldron stove, and then fanned 2 princes in front of Zhao's boss. Zhao boss, save me, after the mother, he is also in the store, let her come out to save me, she is the peak of world-defying sacred realm, she must be able to kill this mix. When Prince did not finish speaking, he was beaten by Shen Shang and his face was smashed. What made Prince's heart collapse was that after Shen Shang disfigured his face, he touched a liquid medicine and quickly restored his face so that he could continue to fan it next time. Shen Shang put the second prince back into Heaven Creation Cauldron stove and said to the angry boss Zhao, hand over Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi, I will return the two prince to you, I will only give you half an hour. Quote quote. Zhao boss hastily turned back to the store, it should be to find the queen here. Soon, boss Zhao followed a purple-haired middle-aged woman with a white gauze. When the middle-aged woman came out, she looked at Shen Shang with a sinister look. Shen Shang has never seen such a sinister and full of hostility, and it still comes from a woman, which makes him shudder. This palace can promise you to return the two gimmicks to you, but you must ensure that the cultivation base of the emperor is not affected. Heaven's proud empress said, then swept as Zhou Jerkin, they looked at the three women and saw them. They are very afraid of this woman. Yes, you can let them out now, you have to put people out first. Shen Shang said, your baby son is only suffering from some flesh and blood, and the foundation is not affected. After all, Prince is the one who has to take over from work, and the strength cannot be too weak, otherwise he will not be able to get on the table. Good, Heaven's proud empress turned and left. Zhou Jerkin bit his lip and said, I really fell into the hands of the queen, they must have suffered a lot. What do you mean? Shen Shang asked with a frown. Zhou Ziqi and Zhou Zishu both cried out, showing that they were very clear about the queen's means. Shen Shang now understands and comforts, everything will pass. After this incident, you will go to your mother and stop staying in the imperial palace. Zhou Jerkin they all nodded, their faces were full of pain, and they were very certain that the two younger sisters who had been taken away would suffer. Heaven's proud empress and Zhao boss came out and saw the two black women behind them swaying out, Zhou Jerkin had burst into tears. Both Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi had broken their arms, their faces were bruised and sullen, and as Zhou Jerkin expected, they had been tortured by the queen. Seeing them, Shen Zhang's fist suddenly sounded giggle. Heaven's proud empress is a gloomy and cold smile, and seems to see the reaction of Shen Shang and Zhou Jerkin, making her very happy. It's really two strong gimmicks, I don't want to tell me anything, it's useless to keep it. Heaven's proud empress sneered, push hard, let Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi pass. Shen Shang quickly rushed over and held them back, then brought them back to Zhou Jerkin. Zhou Jerkin embraced together and burst into tears. Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi knew that Shen Shang came from the third layer world-defying Soul River and knew the mysterious teleportation formation, but they didn't say anything. They endured great pain in order to keep the secret. Shen Shang thought of this, there was a roar of raging dragons in her heart, and the sleeping six beasts instantly awakened, unexpectedly not merged directly into divine mirror of six paths, turned into a raging scarlet fire divine dragon, in divine sea crazy roar among them. Wait a minute, you enter my divine sea world. Shen Shang gave Zhou Jerkin their sound transmission, the low tone like a behemoth that suppresses endless anger. Zhou Jerkin they can only agree that they don't know what Shen Shang is going to do, but Shen Zhang's anger seems to have washed away their inner grief, they can feel it, Shen Shang will definitely help them get back. It's up to you, hand over my emperor. Heaven's proud empress haughty sneered, although she saw Shen Shang in anger, but did not know that Shen Zhang's inner scarlet fire divine dragon was about to be suppressed. Chapter 3423. Shen Shang Divine Sea. The world's scarlet fire divine dragon is constantly erupting, and it seems that it will get rid of Shen Zhang's control. Feeling the anger of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, Shen Shang now fully understands that Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon has already merged with him, and he has some concerns that Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon will lose control and will be with his Divine Sea world. Disengaged, but now he is relieved. Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon is now the equivalent of his other Tao Spirit Soul, the anger, killing, evil, and violent in his soul. If one day he can't suppress it, he will lose control. Shen Shang put the second prince out, and the second prince looked awkward at the moment. When he saw Heaven's proud empress, he was refreshed and shouted, Mother, save me. Shen Shang, let's put people down. Heaven's proud empress was very angry before seeing Shen Shang, but now calm down. Shen Zhang's calmness seems to be the silence before the storm and rain. I sent you in the past. Shen Shang indifferently said, his voice fell, only the arm suddenly rose, a violent turbulent force came out, the ground has a slight shock. Shen Shang took a shot on the back of the second prince and flew the second prince out. Hurry up to catch him. Heaven's proud empress hastily shouted. Shen Shang, the palm of the hand was very strange, it looked like it used a very powerful strength, but the second prince flew in the air. Zhao Boss hastily jumped up and caught the second prince. However, just as he caught the second prince, a turbulent force suddenly broke out from the body of the second prince. Boom! A muffled sound, the second prince's body suddenly swelled, turned into a blood mist. Just now, Shen Shang broke the violent mantra into the second prince's body, so it seems that he used a big strength, but did not let the second prince react immediately. After Zhao's boss relied on the second prince, Shen Shang controlled the bursting of the energy-enhanced detonation spell. It was the power of world defying that was combined with Shen Shang and the Shen Chong. Terrifying. The people watching in the distance witnessed all this. Heaven's proud emperor Palace aloof and Remote's two prince unexpectedly turned into a burst of mist. And it was killed in front of Heaven's proud empress. Everyone can't believe their eyes, and some people dare to kill one of the two princes. Zhou Jerk and their 5 sisters saw the most clearly, and they did not expect it. You are advanced. Shen Shang immediately put Zhou Ziqi and their 5 daughters into hidden jade villa. Boss Zhao's face was full of blood at this time. Normally, he saw that both princes needed to nod their heads, but they just burst out. This sudden change, even if he was experienced, he was scared. Zhao Boss, if you can't destroy him today, you will go to die with him. Heaven's proud empress trembled with anger, and the low voice seemed to roar. Boss screamed and took out a long sword. His body burst into a pale golden light and a protective armor appeared. Since the last time Shen Shang used the Crystal Emperor to blow up, he became very cautious, and now released a divine armor, which protects his body and allows him to resist a stronger attack. Boss Zhao is only the world-defying Sacred Realm late-stage peak. Although there is still a little distance from the world-defying Sacred Realm, it is far less powerful than the world-defying Sacred Realm. At this time, Shen Shang, after the awakening of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, his body of Saint World-defying has been greatly improved, directly let him break through the world-defying Sacred Realm middle stage, step into the late stage. Shen Shang called 9 Firmaments Divine Sword, and 9 Firmaments Divine Sword was shaking constantly. Zhao's boss was in the distance, sword chi was like a dense cloud, and the black sword chi for a moment, Shen Shang was covered, and the lightning of Hong Long Long broke out. People who are watching in the distance have already fled, otherwise they will be affected now. You dog, this is the only thing. Shen Shang screamed, the body of the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon stunned. Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon did not appear, but Shen Zhang's roar was like a dragon roaring, that the building where the sound waves shook all around was swaying. The black sword chi wrapped in Shen Zhang's was also disappeared, and the 9 Firmaments Divine Sword in Shen Zhang's hands has changed dramatically. The hilt has become bronze, and the sword blade has become mirror-like. Shen Shang just now, let Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and 9 Firmaments Divine Sword merge into one. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. After adding a lot of precious materials to the 9 Firmaments Divine Sword, 9 Firmaments Divine Sword has become stronger. Seeing the explosion of Shen Shang, Zhao Boss felt very bad, but Heaven's proud empress looked around. How can he back down? You are just a bluffing guy. You last detonated the Crystal Emperor engraved into Tao creation spell. Don't think that I don't know your tricks. You are just a weak person who relies on Crystal Emperor. Appeared on the side of Shen Shang, the sharp long sword in his hand was like a shocking like slam. That sword force is really terrifying. When the sword is being waved, the earth has been shocked by sword force, shaking open, the world is whistling, and flashing is thunder cry. Winning is strong, you are a dead person, what qualification is it to call others weak? Shen Shang faced the pressure brought by the sword force, the body is very flexible, the sword is lightning fast, talking between his sword it has already cut off Zhao's seemingly great divine sword. Ah, Zhao's divine sword was cut off, and his soul was linked to divine sword. At this time, it was like a sudden tear, and the pain made him a headache. Zhao Boss's divine sword is refining with Tao creation Saint Stone. It was so cut off. This is what Shen Zhang's guy is coming to. In the face of Heaven's proud empress, he killed 2 princes. Now he fights with Zhao Bo, and even a sword destroys Zhao's precious divine sword. A few old men in the distance have been amazed, they have some understanding of Zhao Bo. Zhao Boss also did not expect that divine sword, which he was proud of, was so broken by Shen Shang. Death. Shen Shang continued to swing the sword, Shua's 3 swords in one go, and Zhao Boss across the 3rd stage. After Zhao Boss' divine sword was destroyed, unexpectedly was immediately smashed into 3. Boss Zhao clearly wears a very precious divine armor, but now it looks like a paper paste. When Shen Shang is a sword, it is very smooth, and the divine armor has no effect at all. Hey, Shen Shang sang coldly snorted, condensing the detonation and the power of Dao creation spell of violent fire, and slammed into Zhao's boss. Queen, save, Zhao Boss screamed in despair and fear, but the force of Shen Zhang's thunder fire has already rolled in, crushing it into fly ash, with a wave of air dissipating in all directions. Heaven's proud empress looked at Shen Shang, her body trembled, no one dared to be so arrogant in front of her, like angering her son, and then killing her under the means of thunder. This is simply lawless. Chapter 3424. Shen Shang looked at Heaven's proud empress calmly, as if he was a okay person. He said indifferently, "A dog and a waste of death can make you so angry, it is really fun. Since you care about them, then I will send you to accompany them." "Manik, I let you know what is fear." Heaven's proud empress screamed coldly, and the ground suddenly split open, popping up a black giant. The giant python is a black energy, and the energy of the peak of world-defying sacred realm is very terrifying. After these black pythons appear, they are like crazy, and they rushed toward Shen Shang. "This kind of rubbish, dare to impudent in front of me." Shen Shang eyes a golden light flash, suddenly dragon roar bursts, a few golden dragon flew out of the body, rushing to the flying black giant python. Golden dragon roared, dragon power was vast, just a few days of golden dragon roaring, and the black giants that swarmed over the sky were all wiped out in an instant. Heaven's proud empress saw the golden dragon, and the gloomy and cold scorpions showed a dignified color and shrank slightly. "In this case, I am going to destroy you." Heaven's proud empress handheld divine sword, rushed directly, and danced to participate. A black sword chi with long sword waving, turned into a black light, instantly fell on Shen Shang. Hong hong hong. Heaven's proud empress's sword chi is too fast, almost shuttle space to the general, let Shen Shang judge the mistakes. Sword chi exploded in Shen Zhang's body, which made him feel a lot of pain in his body, and he was also bombed and retreat. Heaven's proud empress, which had been flying over, was suddenly vanished from sight. When Shen Shang went to her trail, he knew that he came to his side, followed by a dense black sword chi. A vicious black giant scorpion flew in an instant, and a burst of explosives made his arm numb and seemed to be torn. This woman used space power. Shen Shang was very positive, but Heaven's proud empress did not reveal the volatility of space, and he did not know how Heaven's proud empress did it. Heaven's proud empress is the pinnacle of world-defying sacred realm, and the use of space power is handy. It is much more skilled than Shen Shang. Now it can attack from all directions, and the stock sword chi is instantaneous and direct. The shuttle space hits his body. At this time he all around is a violent sword chi explosion. He did not dare to use space power. If Heaven's proud empress knows that he uses space power, will definitely crush him on this. World-defying sacred realm is really terrifying. Shen Shang controls the scarlet fire divine dragon into his body. There are layers of fiery red dragon scales on his skin surface, which can reduce the amount of sword chi that caused him hurt. At this time, scarlet fire divine dragon has poured into Shen Zhang's body. Shen Zhang's fleshly body is extremely powerful. At this time, it is also integrated into a saint world-defying dragon. The sword chi of Heaven's proud empress does not cause much damage to him. Heaven's proud empress hides in space, round-trip teleport, constantly attacking Shen Shang from all directions. She did not expect Shen Zhang's defense to be terrifying. The body did not have a divine armor, but it resisted her long-term sword chi attack. People in the distance, seeing Shen Shang standing in the ground and letting Heaven's proud empress attack, I was already shocked, but now they suddenly feel a very terrifying slaughter chi from Shen Zhang's body, like the same gust of wind scratched to the square. Such a murderous aura, turned into a rolling black cloud, enveloped over the entire city. Slaughter chi in the air is full of temper, as if mourning is countless undead. Why is this guy so terrifying of slaughter chi? Too terrifying, I can't breathe. Look at the sky, what is that? Everyone looked up and saw that the dark clouds that originally covered the sky were unexpectedly gathering. They had gradually condensed into a black giant dragon head. The dragon head was like a giant mountain, suspended in the air. The two red eyes were full of evil brutality. Heaven's proud empress has been hiding in the space to attack Shen Shang. She does not seem to sense the outside changes, and when she notices that it is wrong, there is a black super dragon in the air. Slaughtering evil dragon. Shen Shang looked at the black dragon in the sky. He also had something in his mind. This is the slaughter chi released by Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. Because slaughter chi is too rich, it also becomes a dragon. This is the evil incarnation of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon is a fusion of 6 beasts, and the 6 beasts have been with Shen Shang for many years, fighting countless, killing for many years. The movement is so big, it's quick and fast. Bai Yuyu was shocked by the potential strength of Shen Shang. Shen Zhang's body seems to contain infinite strength, and the explosion only needs an opportunity. Shen Shang felt that she was connected to the sky slaughtering evil dragon. As his mind moved, the slaughtering evil dragon in the air screamed with a deep change and then slammed into the ground. When slaughtering evil dragon came down, the violent killing of the storm made Heaven's proud Empress feel scared. She immediately teleported away from Shen Shang. Hey! Slaughtering evil dragon roared and hit the ground, drowning Shen Shang. Just a few short-eyed, this killing evil dragon was vanished from sight, turned into a black chi mist. Chi mist suddenly surged into the middle and entered Shen Shang. After chi mist dissipated, I saw Shen Shang wearing a dragon scales black armor. Between the gaps of the armor, a black flame was ejected, and the killing momentum continued to overflow. Shen Shang's eyes is red. At this time he only feels the power of endless killing in his body. If he does not vent, he will be very uncomfortable. Heaven's proud Empress really can't understand what the person is in front of him. It has changed several times, and every change is terrifying. How about that? I am the peak of world-defying sacred realm. Heaven's proud Empress is cold in slumber, hidden in the space, and hits a long-awaited sword chi against Shen Shang. This black sword chi came in like a huge black chi energy erupting from the black heavenly pit, forming a huge wave of 1,000 feet and slamming down. Shen Zhang's divine sword's sword blade is the mirror of 6 paths. He swept the big waves and bounced this sword chi back. When the rebound, let this sword chi improved. Sword chi, who had turned into a huge wave, saw Shen Shang devour. After knowing that Shen Zhang's sword was swept out, the sword chi giant wave immediately rebounded, and the original road turned back, and the mighty swept away. Under the stunned Heaven's proud Empress, the teleport immediately evaded, and after she avoided it, the waves were still rushing forward. There is the Heaven's proud Emperor Palace. What the hell is this guy? Heaven's proud Empress recalled that if she didn't avoid it, I'm afraid it was seriously injured. Just as she was shocked, she found something close, and then only felt a pain in her hair was caught. Chapter 3425. Heaven's proud Empress faced the kind of movement just now, and lost her calmness for a time, causing her to reveal a bit of space power. Shen Shang felt the space fluctuation, directly teleport to the space where Heaven's proud Empress is located, and then forced open space. Heaven's proud Empress got caught. If it weren't for his integration into the slaughtering evil dragon, I'm afraid he didn't have enough strength to urge such a strong space power. After Heaven's proud Empress felt the hair was pulled, the body suddenly burst into a black chi energy. Pa! Shen Zhang's vigorous slap, the fan on the cheek of Heaven's proud Empress, the veil on her face was made into fly ash, and the white face of Heaven's proud Empress was also ruthlessly deformed by Shen Shang. Ah! Heaven's proud Empress screamed wildly, and she aloof and remote, she was so slap in the face. People in the distance have also seen Heaven's proud Empress, who does not know the status of this Heaven's proud Emperor Palace. Heaven's proud Empress's father is the national master, is an alchemist, powerful. Even the Heaven's proud God Emperor have to look at the face of the man, the status of such a noble woman, actually being so brutally beaten, and still face. You don't really like to abuse people. Now I will abuse you. Shen Shang finished. Palm condensed thunder fire shocks the power of the spell, and slammed his face to Heaven's proud Empress. Hong Long. Heaven's proud Empress, who is concentrating on strength counterattack, the strength of the body is broken by this slap, her inner anger is humiliating to the extreme. She is the queen of Heaven's proud Emperor Palace, the father of father, the husband is God Emperor. She thinks it's just that I abused 2 gimmicks, and unexpectedly caused Shen Shang to be so angry. Pa. Then, Shen Zhang's pets, fanning on the face of Heaven's proud Empress, made her face unrecognizable in a few moments. You know space power too, that's great. Shen Shang sneered, grabbing the head of Heaven's proud Empress, running engulfing devil art, devour Heaven's proud Empress, Saint Soul. Ah! Heaven's proud Empress felt very clearly that her most precious space, Saint Soul, was being torn down a little bit, just a little away from her divine sea. Stop! There was a burst of anger in the far air, and a crush came. You are old, but it's useless. Shen Shang haha laughed, then grabbed the head of Heaven's proud Empress, while devour her space saint soul, and cast a teleport away from it. The Guzhong brought several experts at the peak of world-defying sacred realm. Shen Shang is already forcing the potential of the body. It is already very difficult to win the Heaven's proud Empress, and then deal with several world-defying sacred realm peaks. It is even more difficult. Shen Shang quickly completed Devour. He got the space of Saint Soul from Heaven's proud Empress, and then he used a strong strength to break a thunder fire shock into the divine sea of Heaven's proud Empress and completely destroy it. Shen Shang merged with the slaughtering evil dragon to fly in the sky, and soon opened the man of the nationals, and the body of Heaven's proud Empress was already on his way. When the Mandarin found the body of Heaven's proud Empress, he screamed in the sky. Heaven's proud Empress did not die, but it was more painful than death. Her cultivation base was abolished, and the most precious space saint soul was also Shen Shang devour. Heaven's proud Empress endured great pain at this time. Although her heart was full of anger, she was more afraid and regret. She knew that all this happened because Shen Shang saw Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi being abused by her. It was because of Shen Zhang's anger that the potential of Shen Shang was squeezed out and she was completely defeated. Shen Shang flew in the air, the dragon scales on the body, and the black armor dissipated a little. The slaughter chi gradually introduced into the scarlet fire divine dragon. He didn't know when the slaughtering evil dragon would appear again. In short, this is not him. What can be controlled? Perhaps only extreme anger can wake slaughtering evil dragon. If it is true, he does not want any anger to irritate him, because that is not a good thing. Just like now, Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi are tortured by various tortures, which makes him so angry. Shen Shang hid in a mountain scene. This time he released his strength beyond his own, but it didn't have much impact on his body, only to make him feel tired. The last time he merged Tao creation spell with divine mirror of 6 paths, it was the most painful. This time he wanted to integrate his feelings of Tao creation spell into his body, but he couldn't do it. Like the fusion divine mirror of 6 paths, his strength will be more terrifying. Divine mirror of 6 paths has a complete Tao creation spell inside, and those Tao creation spells are arranged and merged. It can absorb my energy bursts in my body. Now I own Tao creation spell very little and very few can't do that at all. Shen Shang slightly took a deep breath, let that devour space saint soul and his own space saint soul merge together, which can enhance his space power. Shen Shang released time domain and accelerated its recovery. The next day, he returned to the peak, and he has already stepped into the world-defying sacred realm late stage, which is a strong presence here. Jerkin, where is your mother? I will take you to her, and you will follow her. That's all right, don't go back to Heaven's proud Emperor Palace. Zhou Jerkin, their 5 sisters also know what Shen Shang did yesterday. They still feel shocked when they think back. The strength of Shen Shang actually defeated Heaven's proud Empress. Zhou Jerkin told Shen Shang where their mother was. Shen Shang immediately let the scarlet fire divine dragon into his body and then flew in the air. He is now using space power to be more powerful, but it is also very expensive, not as fast as flying at high altitude. Zhou Jerkin, their mother, lives in a quiet valley, and is said to have Zhou Jerkin's grandfather and grandmother. After Shen Shang saw the valley in the distance, he was relieved. He was worried that the national will find this place. However, just as he landed on the ground, he sensed 3 breaths coming out of the valley, only seeing an old man and an old woman in front, and behind it was a middle-aged woman. They are somewhat similar to Zhou Ziqi. Shen Shang hastily released Zhou Jerkin's 5 sisters, which allowed him to explain nothing. The middle-aged woman saw Zhou Jerkin and they were 5, and immediately rushed over, and her eyes were full of tears. She seemed to know something. The old man, the grandfather of Zhou Jerkin, looked at Shen Shang with a dignified look. Young people, you shouldn't be so high profile, you cultivate world-defying divine beast, and it's still a very strong dragon, right? Zhou Jerkin, after they heard it, they were very worried. They all knew their grandfather and never said anything. Shen Shang nodded. Senior, what is the consequences of this time? Chapter 3426. Zhou Jerkin's grandfather frowned and patted Shen Zhang's shoulder and said, Young people, you have to hide. It is best to leave world-defying Soul River, otherwise it will be dangerous to find them. Why? Shen Shang can hear from the dignified tone of this old man that his situation is very dangerous at this time. There is an imperial dragon palace in the innocent. I don't know much about the Imperial Dragon Palace, but I know that the Imperial Dragon Palace once learned that there are others who have cultivated world-defying divine beast as a dragon. I will immediately dispatch to find this person and deprive him of the dragon. Old man said. As for whether they will come to world-defying Soul River 5th layer now, I don't know. In short, you better hide. Quote. Mysterious forces from the land of Inopath. That must be very powerful, and Shen Shang has already come here. He is impossible to go back. I know, I will be careful. You'd better change a place, don't be found by the national man of heaven's proud emperor palace. Shen Shang said, he only had some worry in his heart, but he felt his hiding good ability, there should be nothing. Right, senior, have you heard of Ji Yu Tong and a man named Sun Old Ancestor? Shen Shang asked. Zhou Zhirkin's grandfather and grandmother shook their heads, they had not heard of it. Shen Shang, you are still back to the actual place. The Imperial Dragon Palace that the grandfather said must be very strong. Zhou Zhirkin persuaded that the power of the land of the creation of the road, the strength does not need to be questioned. Well, you don't have to worry, I have plans. Shen Shang nodded. Tell me, I have a goodbye. Shen Shang rushed to Zhou Zhirkin after saying goodbye to their 5 sisters. He didn't blend the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon to fly himself. Zhou Zhirkin the Imperial Dragon Palace, which the grandfather said, must exist, because Shen Shang thought of some things, that is, the dragon in the world-defying Soul River is very rare, he just saw Long Jiu, the Grandma Long. Long Jiu has said before that she has never seen any dragons on world-defying Sacred Realm or even Myriad Dao, and her former owners have been killed by powerful enemies. He suspects that the owner of Long Jiu may have been attacked by the Imperial Dragon Palace. It seems that I have to be careful. Shen Shang is now not afraid of world-defying Sacred Realm. He stepped into the world-defying Sacred Realm late stage. He used Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and Dao Creation spell with together, let him always be comparable to the strength of world-defying Sacred Realm. Even if he encounters a strong world-defying Sacred Realm peak expert, he can retreat even if he can't win. Shen Shang returned to Tian'audi City at this time. He was looking for clues from Ji Yu Tong and Sun Old Ancestor, and only Heaven's Proud God Emperor had heard of them, so he wanted to see Heaven's Proud God Emperor. Shen Zhang's previous troubles have been passed down as legend. Now the entire city is shrouded in a repressed atmosphere, because the man is very angry, his daughter is abolished, his own how can he not be angry when the plan is disrupted? Moreover, now he does not know where Shen Shang went. Of course, if he knows that Shen Shang has quietly returned to the city, he will certainly admire Shen Zhang's, and he dared to come back. Inside Heaven's Proud Emperor Palace, a middle-aged, plain-aged, holding an ancient book, the little who touched his chin, looked seriously. This person was under house arrest, Heaven's Proud God Emperor, Zhou Zhengyang. A charming middle-aged woman walked into the study and stood behind Zhou Zhengyang, the woman who was previously abandoned by Shen Shang. The emperor is dead. After Heaven's Proud Empress came in, the voice was dull and there was no sorrow. It just felt a little pity that she had no feelings for her son. I know. Zhou Zhengyang turned a page, faintly smiled. I am here, but I know everything outside. You, Heaven's Proud Empress expression, you actually laughed. Don't laugh, don't you cry. Zhou Zhengyang still smiled and glanced at Heaven's Proud Empress. He is your son. Heaven's Proud Empress was furious. He is just your son. When he wants to marry me, I don't think of him as a son. If he dies, he will die. Anyway, I have 5 daughters. Zhou Zhengyang laughed. That is me. Real daughters, at least when I am with them, don't worry about being counted by them, they don't need to try to figure them out, they can be very relaxed. Heaven's Proud Empress is full of trembles, she wants to smash something, but she has been abolished, and she only relies on a lot of pills to get her up in a short time. She wants to restore her strength in the future. I don't know when. Now you see me like this, you are happy. Heaven's Proud Empress gnashing teeth said. They are called Shen Zhang's little bastard, I must, oh. Think of Shen Shang, Heaven's Proud Empress hate it. I am a little happy, you should thank him for not killing you. I think he can kill you. You want to know why he doesn't kill you? Zhou Zhengyang put down the ancient book, he learned about it. I have been thinking about this issue. Heaven's Proud Empress thought about it, frowning and said, he wants me to live a painful life, I really can't live like this at the moment. It's better to die than to die. You have to know how terrifying he was at the time, but he didn't kill you. Zhou Zhengyang seems to want to understand, he thought about it, he could only think of Shen Shang. I don't want Heaven's proud Empress to die too much. In short, he is finished, he will definitely alarm the Imperial Dragon Palace this time, and finally he only has road to dead end. Heaven's proud Empress said with a sneer, who makes him so high profile? Zhou Zhengyang continued to read the book and ignored the Heaven's proud Empress. They didn't seem to have any feelings between them, otherwise they would not be as tit for tat as they are now. Heaven's proud Empress humph out of the study, although it seems that Zhou Zhengyang was under house arrest, but she is very clear, if Zhou Zhengyang is serious, no one can sleep with him. It wasn't long before Heaven's proud Empress went. Zhou Zhengyang suddenly frowned, indifferently said, "Who is here?" "Sneaky. I am Shen Shang, Heaven's proud God Emperor. Hello." Shen Shang appeared behind Zhou Zhengyang with a smile. Zhou Zhengyang hastily turned and touched the little hu of the chin, blinked and looked at Shen Shang. He was very surprised in his heart. Shen Shang was smashed. Not only did he go away from Gao Fei, away from Heaven's proud empire, but he still appeared in his study. "Are you just coming?" Zhou Zhengyang smiled and gestured to Shen Shang sitting in the big chair. Shen Shang sat down and squatted with a smile. "No, I followed the woman, otherwise I don't know where you are." Zhou Zhengyang can't help but laugh out. If Heaven's proud Empress knows that his enemies are coming in behind her, he will be mad at blood. Chapter 3427. You are such a funny young man, both strength and timidity. Zhou Zhengyang is full of appreciation, and he knows that Shen Shang was angry because Zhou Zihua and Zhou Ziyi were abused by Heaven's proud Empress. It is for his daughter. Shen Shang is only lightly smiled. Then you should hear my conversation with her. Can you relieve my doubts? Why not kill her? Zhou Zhengyang asked. There are 3 reasons for this. First, I devour her space Saint Soul. If she dies, and the space where my devourer arrives, Saint Soul does not merge with me. The owner dies and the space Saint Soul will dissipate. Space Saint Soul is very valuable, I don't want to lose. Zhou Zhengyang nodded, which makes sense. Sometimes he even has some space for Saint Soul in Heaven's proud Empress. Second, because I think I will see you in the future. If I kill Heaven's proud Empress, I am worried that you have feelings with Heaven's proud Empress and will hate me. Zhou Zhengyang knew that Shen Shang had to ask him about Ji Yutong and Sun Old Ancestor. Third, Heaven's proud Empress will be more alive than death, and you all think of it. Shen Shang laughed. Wait a minute, I might go see her. No, it's her breath. Zhou Zhengyang was a little unhappy in the heart. In front of him, this guy actually went in and out of his Heaven's proud Emperor Palace. Like his own home, he came and went freely. He began to doubt whether the header of Heaven's proud Emperor Palace was displayed. Then you come here, should you just ask Ji Yutong and Sun Old Ancestor? Zhou Zhengyang asked. This is one of the things, there is one more thing, I hope that you can take care of Jurkin and their sisters. I am worried that the National will find them. Shen Shang said. This makes me very uneasy. You don't have to worry about this. I have secretly sent people to protect them, not to mention that their grandparents are not vegetarian, Zhou Zhengyang said. Then I will be relieved, Shen Shang said. I don't know much about Ji Yutong and Sun Old Ancestor. I only know that they are the top Grand Masters of Refiner and Setup Formation. Zhou Zhengyang said. When I last saw them, I was still young. Still the Crown Prince of Heaven's proud Emperor Palace. I want to know where they have been staying for a long time. Is it here? Shen Shang asked. Not here, it is, Bloody Plain, that place is the blood mud that can swallow people. Once you step on it, you will be devoured. When I traveled that year, I met them nearby, then they entering the depths of the blood mud plain. Zhou Zhengyang sighed. The place is really terrifying. In what direction? Shen Shang asked. Zhou Zhengyang took out a map and spread it to Shen Shang. Shen Shang quickly remembered the general direction. I will go see it now, said Shen Shang. You have to be careful, and you have to pay attention to the people of the Imperial Dragon Palace. This is a very terrifying force. Zhou Zhengyang said with dignity, then told Shen Shang about the situation of the Imperial Dragon Palace, and Zhou Jurkin said to his grandfather, almost. I know, it is not the first time someone has slandered him. Right, if you want to kill Heaven's proud Empress, please. Finally, Zhou Zhengyang said very ruthlessly that the things that Heaven's proud Empress has done have already made him feel killing. Shen Shang left the study and immediately went to another palace, the bedroom of Heaven's proud Empress, and Shen Shang changed to a heaven-devouring rat. It was dark, and Shen Shang quietly entered the palace of Heaven's proud Empress. Although there were several people in the world-defying sacred realm middle stage, they were as transparent in the eyes of Shen Shang. Shen Shang came to Heaven's Proud Empress's room very easily. Heaven's Proud Empress was very weak at this time. She slept very much while sleeping, not to mention her divine sea had been crashed by Shen Shang. The cultivation base was completely absent. Weak, can't sense someone entering her room. Shen Shang took out the divine mirror of 6 paths and arranged a barrier to prevent the sound from coming out. He had to tease this Heaven's Proud Empress. Heaven's Proud Empress suddenly feels that something cold is playing with her jealous face, but she doesn't want to wake up because she is too sleepy. However, that thing has been touching her face, so she has to open her eyes. Heaven's Proud Empress opened her eyes and saw Shen Shang, who was making a face to her, scared her to scream. Ah! Heaven's Proud Empress suddenly jumped out of bed, and even retreat, loud voice screamed, Come to your uncle, no one can hear you breaking your throat. Shen Shang laughed heartily. Unexpectedly as you, little bastard. Heaven's Proud Empress saw Shen Shang, confirming that he was not a dream, more frustrated, more angry. She didn't expect Shen Shang to have been mixed into the Heaven's Proud Emperor Palace. The Guzhang was still looking for Shen Shang everywhere. Whatever you are, anyway, I won't lose a piece of meat. You can't change me anymore, you can't change the fact that you are a waste, haha, Shen Shang ruthlessly mocked Heaven's Proud Empress. The Heaven's Proud Empress grabbed the pillow and threw it at Shen Shang. What do you want? Are you coming to kill me? You give me a good time, I am not afraid of death. Heaven's Proud Empress voice full of resentment. I want to kill you. You are dead when you come out of the study. Shen Shang snorted. And, Heaven's Proud God Emperor doesn't mind if I kill you. Heaven's Proud Empress growls. Why don't you still fight? You kill me, fast fight ah. Kill you, aren't you convenient? Shen Shang gloomy and cold smiled. Heaven's Proud Empress is not afraid of death, but she is afraid of being tortured to death, so she only wants to be happy. Now she sees Shen Zhang's expression. She is stunned and worried that Shen Shang will torture her. What do you want to do? Heaven's Proud Empress feared to the extreme and forced to calm down. I will give you a way to go, to protect you from torture, and I will not kill you. Shen Shang sat in a chair, he did not say anything to Zhou Zhengyang before killing Heaven's Proud Empress. Reason. It is the method of Heaven's Proud Empress's use of space. This is definitely not realized by Heaven's Proud Empress. Heaven's Proud Empress can hide into the space. This trick makes Shen Shang feel very strange. At least Shen Shang can't do it now. Of what way? Heaven's Proud Empress asked. She was worried that Shen Shang would torture her. You use the secret method on space power, you just pass this to me, I will let you go, Shen Shang said. Think of my space saint soul, Heaven's Proud Empress resentful blood, I can't wait to rush to bite Shen Shang a few mouthfuls. I don't want to pass it to you, I got this inheritance is also accidental, including the space saint soul. Later, Heaven's Proud Empress almost bite his teeth, showing how much she hated Shen Shang. Chapter 3428. Shen Shang released 3 poisonous monkeys, Yin said with a smile, that's embarrassing. This is 3 poisonous monkeys, and the poison they release will not kill you immediately. I really don't have any secret method passed on to you. It's all my own inexplicable after I got into the space saint soul. Heaven's Proud Empress saw the claws of the 3 poisonous monkeys and was in a hurry. Yes. Shen Shang flashed the poisonous monkey to Heaven's Proud Empress and surrounded Heaven's Proud Empress. It's true, I will never lie to you. Heaven's Proud Empress is afraid that she will die very hard. After all, she is also a beautiful person. Shen Shang shook his head. It seems that you don't want to tell me. Slow, I can take you to the place where I got the inheritance, in the bloody plain. Heaven's Proud Empress hurriedly said. There is still inheritance there, I was weak and not deep. Shen Shang made the poisonous monkey retreat, which is actually in the bloody plain, which is exactly where he intends to go. The blood mud plain is definitely very dangerous. The Heaven's Proud Empress may deliberately lie to him and want Shen Shang to go with her. Shen Shang also thought of this, but he felt that he was going to enter the bloody plain, and he planned to give it a try. I have a way to search for your memory so you don't have to take me there, Shen Shang said. Hey, my current strength is so low. I believe that when you don't find any memory, my soul is broken. You have to know how weak I am now. Do you think you control your strength? Heaven's Proud Empress said with a sneer. Shen Shang apparently Bai Yu came out to try it out, but Bai Yu couldn't guarantee success. The divine sea of Heaven's Proud Empress was shattered by Shen Shang. It was really weak. It hasn't recovered yet. If you force it to search her, the soul will only lead to the breakdown of her soul, and ultimately nothing can be obtained. If it is a powerful soul, even if it is broken, there will be residual and still get the memory, but once the soul of heaven's proud empress is broken, it will dissipate immediately. You don't want to play tricks. Even if you plan to go with me, I can make you die at the last minute. Shen Shang said with a sneer, then heaven's proud empress seal in a room inside divine mirror of 6 paths. He felt that bringing heaven's proud empress away, heaven's proud empress would not urge the guru to find Zhou Jerkin, which would make them much safer. In this way, Shen Shang went to the bloody plain with a heaven's proud empress that constantly cursed him. Heaven's proud empress is called He Fengyuan, a very sinister woman, but now her vicious fangs are pulled out by Shen Shang. Sydney, how do you know about the Imperial Dragon Palace? Shen Shang gave He Fengyuan sound transmission in divine mirror of 6 paths. Heaven's proud god emperor doesn't know much about it. The idiot certainly doesn't know. He Fengyuan said with a sneer, I know more about the Imperial Dragon Palace than you. You are very dangerous now. You better stay away from the world-defying Soul River to live longer. Quote. How much you know? Asked Shen Shang. Imperial Dragon God in the Imperial Dragon Palace has more than 2 layers on the world-defying soul. There are 2 here. They are very strong. Even if I saw them in father, they have to be respectful. Now you are troubled. Out of such a big thing, it also released a terrifying black dragon. They will definitely find you, He Fengyuan said. Not afraid, at most, it is dead. Anyway, you can't live. Shen Shang said with a smile, not worried at all. Oh, I am not as good as death now. If I can see you die, I am very happy. He Fengyuan ha laughed. Do you think I will die so easily? After I devour your space saint soul, my space power has been enhanced a lot. It's really thanks, you are a beautiful queen, haha, Shen Zhang's He Fengyuan's resentment. He Fengyuan couldn't smile, and he was so trembled that he thought of one of his clothes as Shen Shang. Now she finds that Shen Shang has stirred her resentment from time to time, and it is also a torture for her. After all, Shen Shang is her enemies, but she is being blamed by the enemy, she cannot revenge, but only swearing, very painful. The poisonous woman, what 2 Imperial Dragon God, can they find me? Shen Shang asked again, he was a little worried about this. I don't know. In short, they are very powerful. Maybe there is a secret method. You should run faster when you get there. He Fengyuan coldly snorted. I don't want to give you this bastard. You just said that watching me die will be very happy. Shen Shang snorted. That was what I thought just now. He Fengyuan angrily said. I was placed in this ghost place, and I can't see you being killed, I can only be buried with you. Yes, you think so much. Shen Shang said with a smile, he is also in the divine mirror of 6 paths, just in another room. Divine mirror of 6 paths flies to the bloody plains, and in this way, Shen Shang feels safer. After flying for more than 10 days, Shen Shang finally saw the bloody plain. Although he did not have the divine mirror of 6 paths, he could see the situation of all around. He immediately took He Fengyuan from another room and said, where are you getting the space saint soul? Look carefully. He Fengyuan saw Shen Zhang's face extremely angry, and saw Shen Zhang's room can see everything outside. Her heart secretly cursed Shen Shang a few words, actually shut her in a closed room, let her very boring. The blood mud plane is very flat, and the whole piece is red. When you look closely, you can see that the blood mud plane is not strong, and like wet mud, sometimes there will be bubbles coming out, and stepping on it will definitely being trapped. On the plains, there will be some hills, and there are many mountains in the distance. The mountain that looks like a bull's head, you passed. He Fengyuan pointed to the picture that appeared on the wall of the room. Shen Shang immediately controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths and flew at a slower speed. This made He Fengyuan secretly surprised. She always wondered Shen Zhang's, not only her own strength, but also the divine tool. Poisonous woman, have you heard of Ji Yu Tong? A refiner, Shen Shang suddenly asked, and he felt that this heaven's proud empress knew more than Zhou Zhengyang, the heaven's proud god emperor. Of course I heard that. This is the top grand master of the refiner. It is very famous in the land of Innopath, but he was not born in the land of innocence but from a very mysterious place. He came to world many years ago, defying Soul River 5th layer, and finally disappeared into the bloody plain. I once suspected that the space I got was Saint Soul, which was left by Ji Yu Tong Grand Master. He Fengyuan knows more than Zhou Zhengyang. If that's the way it is. Shen Shang stared at Oxhead Mountain in the distance to the bloody plain, muttering to himself, maybe I can find the teleportation formation very quickly. Chapter 3429. Shen Zhang's Divine Mirror of Six Paths. Flying on the muddy plain. If you are not flying, you can only use something like the instrument that can be suspended in the blood mud, otherwise it is difficult to walk on the muddy plain. Even with the divine tool, it is still very dangerous on the muddy plain. It seems like something. Shen Shang suddenly sensed a faint scent below, and he immediately controlled the Divine Mirror of Six Paths to accelerate and fly forward with the fastest speed. It wasn't long before the Divine Mirror of Six Paths flew forward. I saw a huge red shadow on the rear of the blood mud, and something jumped from below. It's Blood Devil Shark. He Feng Yuan was shocked and his face was full of fear. It's a bit scary, said Shen Shang. It's scary, it's terrible. Little bastard, you have to find a way to leave this area with the fastest speed. Do you know how terrifying it is? He Feng Yuan was very anxious and couldn't help but take a shot at Shen Shang. She is very nervous. You didn't ask me to kill you before. This is why I am so afraid of death. Shen Shang was beaten, but he relied on He Feng Yuan's present strength, just to tickle him. Less nonsense, you don't want to die, just do what I said. He Feng Yuan hated itchy teeth. I am too lazy to give you this little evil devil to bury. Shen Shang can only use space power now. Let the Divine Mirror of Six Paths teleport first stage distance, then fly quickly, and also use the inverse strength. Now should it be okay? Shen Shang didn't understand why He Feng Yuan suddenly was so nervous. Blood Devil Shark is a squad. Just seeing one end means there is a group nearby, so I will let you run faster. You are really a bad luck. When you enter the bloody plain, you will encounter the most terrifying stuff. He Feng Yuan stared at the rock wall of the room, watching the movement outside the Divine Mirror of Six Paths. Shen Shang disapproved and said, what about that? My Divine Mirror of Six Paths is very powerful, even if it is swallowed, it will be fine. Then you are wrong, He Feng Yuan said with a sneer, I am really ignorant and fearless. Do you really think that Blood Devil Shark is an ordinary soul beast? The adult Blood Devil Shark has lived for millions of years, at the beginning. At this time, there are a lot of Tao Creation Saint Stone, and Blood Devil Shark is eating this kind of thing. If swallowed by Blood Devil Shark, even if you use space power, you can't come out. Blood Devil Shark's body has an invisible barrier, can refining Tao Creation Saint Stone, even if you use a lot of Tao Creation Saint Stone refining, for a long time, it will definitely be refining by Blood Devil Shark. Shen Shang in one's heart trembled, if it is like He Feng Yuan, then this Blood Devil Shark is really terrifying. No wonder He Feng Yuan would be so scared. How many in the group of Blood Devil Shark? Shen Shang asked again. At least 1,000, I will never lie to you, but fortunately, you have just responded quickly and can avoid it in time, otherwise we are now in the belly of Blood Devil Shark. He Feng Yuan looked at the wall and suddenly pointed to a place, shouted, look here. Shen Shang immediately saw that there were many shark ridges on the surface of the muddy plain. There were many heads at the rear. Blood Devil Shark was catching up quickly. Although they were in the mud, they were very fast. These things are fast and not the most. Shen Shang didn't worry at all. After all, these Blood Devil Sharks were all in the mud, and they were more or less helped, and he was flying, there was no resistance. He Feng Yuan saw Shen Zhang's appearance, and he was very anxious, and took a strong shot of Shen Shang. Little bastard, you are serious, Blood Devil Shark is not just catching up, they have other means. These Blood Devil Shark are all guys who have lived for 1,000,000 years, and their strength has reached world-defying sacred realm. They don't say that they have lived in this bloody mud for so many years, they have been knitting things like the back of one's hand, they can control the blood mud here. He Feng Yuan just finished. Shen Shang saw a large thick wall of blood muddled in front. His Divine Mirror of Six Paths has a limited flying height and cannot fly over the wall. Look at all around, He Feng Yuan shouted. At this time, all these walls are thick and thick, which is the wall that Blood Devil Shark controls. Can you fly over? He Feng Yuan hastily asked. It's already caught up, there's also in front. What is your refining of this thing? Let so many Blood Devil Sharks chase after it. Shen Shang has used the anti-strength, but it is still being sensed. He now suspects that the Blood Devil Shark may have sensed the Tao Creation Saint Stone among the Divine Mirror of Six Paths, so he will follow it all the way. This group of things is too small to look at me, I will handle it well. Shen Shang immediately left Divine Mirror of Six Paths and put Divine Mirror of Six Paths together. When he went out, he had already let Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon merges with himself, then flies above the sky and easily walks through those high walls. Shen Shang didn't use the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon before, just to avoid being touched by the people of Imperial Dragon Palace. He now feels safer after entering the Bloody Plain, and the Imperial Dragon Palace people will not be nearby. Blood Devil Shark are all eating Tao Creation Saint Stone. These guys should be strong. Shen Shang thought secretly. He suddenly wanted to grab a Blood Devil Shark to see. When Shen Shang had such a thought, he couldn't sit still. He took out a Tao Creation Saint Stone and exposed the Tao Creation Saint Stone. Soon he sensed that a Blood Devil Shark was approaching. Only one end, great. Shen Shang took out the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and let Divine Mirror of 6 Paths open a killing formation. The mirror released a ray of light and hit the Blood Devil Shark below. What surprised Shen Shang was that the Blood Devil Shark was really amazing. The light that was just released from the killing formation was very powerful. The Blood Devil Shark just got out of the blood. Just as Blood Devil Shark came out, Shen Shang immediately released Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove, making Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove bigger and catching the Blood Devil Shark to fall. After entering the Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove, Blood Devil Shark struggled fiercely. Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove swayed wildly and seemed to be broken by Blood Devil Shark at any time. Little Ka, try it with your needle, can you kill this guy? Shen Shang told Feng Ka. Feng Ka enters Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove, controls her golden needle to fly out, and intersperses her back on the huge head of Blood Devil Shark. Her golden needle is really powerful and can easily wear the layer of Blood Devil Shark. Strange stiff leather armor. After Blood Devil Shark was killed by Feng Ka, Shen Shang placed it in a large space in the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Shen Shang came to rest on a hill and then entered a storage room in the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Looking at the more than 10-foot-old Blood Devil Shark, he wanted He Fengyuan to open his eyes. Poisonous woman, you saw it. This is the Blood Devil Shark that you are afraid of dying. I was killed by it, Shen Shang said with a smile. Chapter 3430. He Fengyuan saw Blood Devil Shark, who was carrying a blood mist, saying that she would not speak. This is indeed something she was very afraid of because she had met the Blood Devil Shark group when she entered the Bloody Plain a long time ago. The time brought her an indelible shadow, which led her to still be very scared. But now, Shen Shang grabs a Blood Devil Shark. Blood Devil Shark's biggest size is only that big, so this should be the oldest Blood Devil Shark, says He Fengyuan. Here, some soul beasts are bigger, like giant mountains. He Fengyuan looks at Shen Shang. Little bastard, don't you know alchemy? The Blood Devil Shark is the best thing for alchemy. Since it is the oldest Blood Devil Shark, it must have eaten a lot of Tao creation. Saint Stone, Blood Devil Shark's blood of Saint Stone is used for alchemy, which quickly strengthens its fleshly body. The old man of He Fengyuan is alchemy, so she knows this. Leather armor, bones, tendons, it should be very good for refiner. He Fengyuan coldly snorted. You guys shouldn't be able to refine this kind of thing, you can only hide it for a while, it's a waste. If it is more than alchemy, your dad may not be as good as me. Shen Shang dissatisfied, and some people dared to question his alchemy technique. Why, my father is the first alchemist of heaven's proud empire. You are a hairy brat. Even if you are alchemy, you can't compare my father. He Fengyuan can only have a sense of superiority from this. You shouldn't know how to refine pill spirit, Shen Shang said. What is pill spirit? Is it amazing? He Fengyuan didn't think so. She didn't think Shen Shang was strong on alchemy when she hit the heart. You are so ignorant, you are still the first woman of alchemist, you are only knowing a fart. Shen Shang he sneered, can make pill spirit, but a strong great alchemist. Sometimes Shen Shang can't understand, the world-defying soul river 5th layer is more powerful, but some of the methods in the alchemy technique are behind some of the weaker overall strength. Do you talk about it? He Fengyuan laughed. You will only talk about it. If my cultivation base is not scrapped by your bastard, my Dan can be better than you. Not to know the immensity of heaven and earth, Shen Shang shook his head and told He Fengyuan about the role of pill spirit. This is impossible, He Fengyuan did not believe, only when Shen Shang was whimsical, how could I turn Dan into a human? And this pill spirit can still condense Dan. Shen Shang let Zhang Silly come out of Hidden Jade Villa, said with a smile, this is one of my 2 pill spirits, she can not only condense Dan, but also Crystal Emperor, do you believe it? I don't believe it, Pill spirit can already be ridiculous, and can still condense Crystal Emperor. Li, condense a Crystal Emperor to show her. Let this ignorant poison woman open her eyes. Shen Shang said, come to Blood Devil Shark, take a lot of blood, give it to Su Maiyao to try and see if refined into Dan. Zhang Silly sat on the ground, hands stacked together, palm up. I saw a golden mist of her palm. Poisonous woman, you have to be optimistic. Wait a minute, don't say that I fool you. Shen Shang took Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove and put the blood essence of his Blood Devil Shark into Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove. He wants to try to make a good Dan. Shen Shang at Alchemy, He Fengyuan was also watching Zhang Silly. After half a day, she had already seen Zhang Silly's palms condense a small pale gold crystal. She can be sure that it is a Crystal Emperor, just compare small but already. How is this possible? He Fengyuan couldn't help but scream, and the girl in front of her could actually condense the Crystal Emperor. You know, the Crystal Emperor is very rare here, she can hardly imagine, a girl can actually condense. He Fengyuan suddenly remembered that Shen Shang had used a number of explosive Crystal Emperors to attack Zhao Boss. Now she finally understands why Shen Shang is so deserving. You have no eyes, you can see it yourself, you can tell if it is true or not, Shen Shang said. Hey, what about a lot of Crystal Emperors? You will go to the innocent place in the future. In that place, Tao Creation Saint Stone is the most powerful, but you are going now, the Tao Creation Saint Stone above has long been gone. He Fengyuan tenderly snorted. My heart was full of embarrassment, she really did not think that Shen Zhang's mouth said that Pill Spirit is really there, not Shen Shang. Shen Shang also refines a Dan, red splendor, looks like a blood ruby, which is still not derived from the collision. It's easy to use herbs alchemy. Shen Shang happily said with a smile. Don't look at my Dan, how about your refining? He Fengyuan saw that Shen Shang refines Dan very well, but she won't admit it. Well, I have to test it before I know it, He Fengyuan said, taking out a box that tested the quality of the pillars, which Shen Shang had seen before. What is the quality of your Danish refining Dan? Shen Shang asked. It's generally 500, He Fengyuan said. This is the standard for high-grade Saint World-defying Dan. If it is low-grade middle-grade Saint World-defying Dan, he can certainly be taller. Then you said that this Dan is what ranks Saint World-defying Dan. Shen Shang put the bloody shark into the box and began to test the quality. The final result is 520, and the quality is not low. I have to eat before I know. He Fengyuan saw this beautiful blood shark, and wanted to give it a try. How about eating for you? Can you still rely on eating this Dan to be strong? Shen Shang laughed. If you eat another 100 tablets, I can still beat you with one finger. Shen Zhang's words made He Fengyuan very angry, and glanced at him. Let's eat and eat. Shen Shang needs He Fengyuan's knowledge of the pillars. If he goes to the inaugural land in the future, he may be able to use it. He Fengyuan grabbed it from Shen Shang and closed his eyes to eat. Not long after, He Fengyuan took a deep breath, and the jade face was a little rosy. It can be seen that the effect of this Dan is very good, and it is very helpful for the reinforcement of fleshly body. It should be top-grade Saint World-defying Dan, it has no small effect on my fleshly body. He Fengyuan said, she is the fleshly body of world-defying sacred realm, so she has no use for her, she is very clear. Really, this is great, you are still a little used for this venom. Shen Shang decided to have time to refine some, let the girl Pill Spirit evolve first. Shen Shang brought He Fengyuan back to the room where he could see it, and saw the hill all around being Blood Devil Shark. This group of beasts. Shen Shang ran out immediately, took the divine mirror of 6 paths away, then flew into the sky and flew towards Oxhead Mountain in the distance. Chapter 3431. Shen Shang is pushing the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, which allows him to fly faster. He doesn't know why only these beasts can fly, like the previous Great Peng. A few days of flight, Oxhead Mountain is getting closer and closer, just ahead. Spoken woman, is there anything dangerous on Oxhead Mountain? Shen Shang asked, but he was invisible and landed on Oxhead Mountain. It's safer. The most dangerous thing in the bloody plain is the various ancient beast hidden under the blood. He Fengyuan coldly snorted and said, if you are afraid of death, don't go in. How can I be afraid of death? Shen Shang has entered Oxhead Mountain. He Fengyuan didn't know how Shen Shang came to Oxhead Mountain so quickly, because the last time she came, it took a long time, but Shen Shang was only a few days before and after. Hurry and tell me where you have gained space, Shen Shang said. I will guide you to find a cave, then you go to the depths of the cave, there is a stone room, that is where I got the inheritance. He Fengyuan immediately told Shen Shang in detail. Ox Head Mountain is very big, but it is easy to find a cave, not to mention Shen Shang will fly, he will soon find a small cave, only one person can walk in, this is the same as He Fengyuan said, this can prove that He Fengyuan has been here. When entering, Shen Shang was very careful, because he believed He Fengyuan, after all, the woman hated him very much. When I first entered, the road would be narrower, but it would be wider and wider later. He Fengyuan said, when you go in, you should pay attention to it. Maybe there will be something hidden inside. I have not come for many years. I can't guarantee that it is still the same as before. Lest you say that I am Yin. He Fengyuan still had some concerns about what Shen Shang would encounter. When Shen Shang angered her and used her punishment, she would have to suffer some torture, which was not good for her. I know, you don't have to remind me. Shen Shang has now become a little mouse, and it is still invisible, which makes him safer. This passage is very deep, and it is really spacious in the back. Shen Shang did not encounter anything along the way. He has already come to the stone room that He Fengyuan said. After coming to the stone room, Shen Shang took out a luminous stone to make it shine. He looked at the walls of the stone room and found many Dao creation spells. These Dao creation spells are Dao creation spell of the 3rd level. It is space spell. Shen Shang put He Fengyuan out and said, is it here? Yes, it's here. He Fengyuan frowned and came to the rock wall, stroking Dao creation spell on the wall. Strange, these Dao creation spell are a little different. Not the same. Do you recognize Dao creation spell? Shen Shang surprisedly said. I didn't understand Dao creation spell, but I still remember, there are some changes. He Fengyuan frowned, then pointed to the other side of the rock wall and said, I came here before, I accidentally put it on the rock wall, then the Space Saint Soul is with me. Shen Shang also walked over and put his hand on it. Just when his hand was just touching, the body could not help but tremble. The space in his divine sea, Saint Soul, also jumped. He Fengyuan was also very surprised when she saw it. After so many years, it was still effective. She hesitantly walked over and pressed her hand on the rock wall, a strange and familiar feeling. Shen Shang didn't understand what was going on. At that moment, he suddenly knew how to use space power. This is the inheritance of that moment. He looked at He Fengyuan next to him and was shocked. He Fengyuan was also accepting the inheritance. Soon, He Fengyuan took his hand off the rock wall and flashed a glimmer of light in the eyes. What happened to you? Shen Shang hastily asked. You must be honest. I got the space again, Saint Soul. He Fengyuan said with a head up. What? You want devour my space, Saint Soul, not. Come. What is going on here? Is there a lot of space in Saint Soul? Shen Zhang's space, Saint Soul, has reached the limit. If devour, I am afraid it will cause other problems, and he will not dare to try. There are only 2 spaces in the room, Saint Soul. I just absorbed the last one. He Fengyuan took another shot of the rock wall, and she felt incredible. It's all space spell, and it's also very good. Shen Shang immediately took out the divine mirror of 6 paths and used the mirror to face these space spells using the maturity and stored them in the divine mirror of 6 paths. He Fengyuan didn't expect Shen Shang to actually devour her Space Saint Soul. Although she got the Space Saint Soul, her divine sea has been severely damaged. The other Saint World Defying souls she owned have also been hit hard. I don't know when I can recover, she is still a waste. Bastard. He Fengyuan was angry and couldn't help but scream. Okay, you have now helped me get the secret method using space power, I will let you go. Shen Shang said with a smile. You want to go? You can't leave me here. Send me back. He Fengyuan now only has the fleshly body of world-defying sacred realm, but it is very weak here, and the bird here is not smashed, she stays here will be crazy. I don't plan to go back now. Shen Shang said. I want to continue to find something here, I have not said before I want to send you back. You evil devil, what do you want? He Fengyuan was anxious, she didn't want to follow Shen Shang, it only made her angry. I may not go. In the bloody plain, there should be a teleportation formation. After I find it, I will open the teleportation formation and leave. Shen Shang said, if you don't mind, you can go with me. Quote, I am too lazy to run around with you, but you are the guy who is eyeing the Imperial Dragon Palace. You will have trouble sooner or later. He Fengyuan coldly snorted, a sigh of relief. Just as she was struggling, she stepped on a stone and the stone fell deep. Immediately after the stone collapsed, a ray of light appeared on the rock wall. Actually there is mechanic here too. Shen Shang was pleasantly surprised, said with a smile, if wanted to go in with me. I want to get inside that thing. He Fengyuan pointed to divine mirror of 6 paths, and she felt safer to stay inside. After Shen Shang put her in the divine mirror of 6 paths, she passed through the light curtain of the rock wall and then went to another stone room where he saw a teleportation formation. The teleportation formation was arranged by the Sun Old Ancestor. This style he recognized, but to his headache, the teleportation formation seems to have been damaged more than half, and many of the formations have been destroyed. Chapter 3432. Shen Shang is not proficient in formation. He sees that the formation is so badly damaged, and he is very worried. He can be sure that this is left by Sun Old Ancestor. Have you ever been to this place before? Shen Shang looked at He Fengyuan, because only He Fengyuan knew this place, most likely it was destroyed by He Fengyuan. How could it be me? I also know that there is this place now. He Fengyuan saw Shen Shang suspected that she was very angry and gave Shen Shang a big eye. So who is going to destroy it? In a lot of hatred, the teleportation formation has ruined most of it. Shen Shang hated it, and if it didn't break, he can now open the teleportation formation. Where does this teleportation formation take you to? Why are you so concerned? He Fengyuan observed carefully in this stone room and saw the appearance of Shen Zhang's impatience at this time, and saw the importance of this teleportation formation to Shen Zhang's. Can go to the road of innovation, said Shen Shang. The land of the road is the top layer. You are crazy. He Fengyuan was shocked. There are more imperial dragon gods on it, you go to courting death. Don't worry about me, I am not afraid of the guys. Shen Shang coldly snorted, then let Feng Ke inside Hidden Jade Villa come out. He Fengyuan still wants to say a few more words, but he can't help but be surprised to see a cute little girl who is dressed in pink and jade. Is this your daughter? He Fengyuan stared at Feng Ke. Not, you Poisonine, don't hit her idea. Shen Shang saw He Fengyuan staring at Feng Ke, hastily warned. Hey, I just have a few more eyes. He Fengyuan lightly snorted. Feng Ke at this point, he examined the damaged spirit pattern and did not notice He Fengyuan's eyes. After a while, Feng Ke frowned and said, most of these patterns are Dao creation spell, space spell at 3rd level, I don't understand. He Fengyuan didn't expect this little girl to know how to set up formation. It seems to be very proficient. Otherwise, it would not be so fast to find that the pattern is Dao creation spell, at least she can't see it. If you master the space spell at the 3rd level, can you fix it? Shen Shang asked. Of course. Feng Ke is very confident, but it is not easy and it takes a long time for her to take the 3rd level of Dao creation spell. Shen Shang thought about it and decided to let Feng Ke learn the 3rd level Dao creation spell in time domain and skip the 2nd level directly. Feng Ke has been able to master a small portion of the 1st level, Dao creation spell, and give her a little more time. She will soon learn the 1st level and then go directly to the 3rd level. Feng Ke entering Hidden Jade Villa, Shen Shang released a time domain to Feng Ke alone, and he was very fascinated when he realized it. He didn't feel the passage of time, so he didn't have to worry about being bored. You evil devil, how can a lovely little girl follow you? He Fengyuan looked at Shen Shang with a questioning look. She is my friend, a formation guru. Shen Shang coldly snorted. You poisonous woman, are you thinking about her bad? I'm just worried that you will kill her. You are the guy who is eyeing the Imperial Dragon Palace. He Fengyuan leaned against the wall and looked at the damaged teleportation formation. She really didn't expect a road to the road. The teleportation formation of the land. You virgins will be so kind. Shen Shang snorted. It's hard to believe. He Fengyuan said, are you sure you are going to innovate? That's for sure, I have important things to go there. No one can stop me. Shen Shang said, on the one hand, to help Qin Shuang go to the Sun Old Ancestor, and to find Peng Xuanfei, then create the land of the pursuit of the highest realm. You should think that Imperial Dragon God is not very good, right? He Fengyuan said. No, I just never feared threats. Shen Shang said that he felt that even if he faced a strong guy, even if he couldn't win, he would never be killed. His divine mirror of 6 paths is still very strong. Shen Shang lets He Fengyuan enter the divine mirror of 6 paths and walk out of the cave. He thinks about walking around and seeing if he can find some clues. Little bastard, I suspect that the teleportation formation is deliberately destroyed by people who are set up formation. He Fengyuan said. The reason is that you don't want people to go to the road of innocence. The people who set up formation should be Sun Old Ancestor and Ji Yu Tong. And it takes a lot of Crystal Emperor to open the formation. No one can open teleportation formation. Shen Shang said. Why don't they let people go to the road of innovation? He Fengyuan had nothing to say at a time, she just guessed by herself. I just thought that the person who destroyed the teleportation formation should be proficient in the formation, most likely from the formation, appearing in the stone room, and then destroying the teleportation formation, indicating that this person should still be here. He Fengyuan has another guess. I also have this idea, but who is this person? He came here to destroy the teleportation formation. It should be that no one wants to come down from the road of innocence. Shen Shang flies over the bloody plain and goes to the front. The three mountains that are connected to each other. In the air outside the bloody plain, there are two black armor men riding two giant black horses. The horses they ride have black scales. The horse heads look like dragons. This is the dragon horse with dragon bloodline. Can fly in the air. The two black armor men riding the black dragon horse also have strong dragons and look very powerful. This guy is really high profile. He should already know the existence of our Imperial Dragon God, but now it has released Dragon Chi, otherwise we can't catch it. I am very curious to release Slaughtering Evil Dragon. If I can get his Slaughtering Evil Dragon, my strength will definitely improve. An Imperial Dragon God looked at the bloody plain and was very excited. Chu Baocheng, I will give it to you this time. If you are still a human being, don't miss it, said another Imperial Dragon God. Chu Baocheng laughed heartily up. How can I get lost? This guy should be a very oneself infallible guy. I like to deal with this guy, and he certainly doesn't think I have a lot. Luo Junfeng, you should know that I am one of the top 10 Royal Dragon youngsters. The year was the year, now it is now. Luo Junfeng said. You are going, I am waiting for you here. I can't wait. In this world defying Soul River 5th layer for so many years, I finally came to the guy who came out of cultivation and waited for me. Chu Baocheng riding black dragon horse, laughing, only seeing a pair in the air phantom, dragon horse is very fast. In the blink of an eye, Luo Junfeng can't see Chu Baocheng. Shen Shang has come to the three mountains, and what makes him wonder is that the three mountains actually grow a lot of trees. The previous Ox Head Mountain is bare, all stone. Chapter 3433. Shen Shang wants He Fengyuan to come out and see, but He Fengyuan is not willing to die. It is very afraid of death. After all, her cultivation base is abolished. When she encounters a strong attack, she will die. Now she gets the Space Saint soul and feels that she can hope to recover later, so she is afraid of death. When did you come here last time, is this the case? Shen Shang asked. No, when I came last time, there were no trees in the mountains here. I remember very clearly, He Fengyuan said. The three mountains you saw have trees appearing, indicating that there are weird things. Are you not too courageous? Go watch it. When Shen Shang came to the bottom, he felt a very strong sense of life. He suspected that there was a source here to create a very strong life force, which led to the lush green. What is the reason? Shen Shang floated into the air and wanted to see where the source was through the Dao Heart Eye, but it didn't succeed. Then he closed his eyes and took a serious sense of breath. Just as he was seriously sensing, suddenly felt a strong breath in the distance. This powerful atmosphere made him hit a spirit. He looked at the direction of the breath, and there was a black spot there. What guy, so powerful? Shen Shang looked dignified and immediately applied anti-strength stealth, then landed on the mountainside below and put away the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. Soon, Shen Shang saw a big black dragon horse at high altitude, and the person on the dragon horse was an Imperial Dragon God named Chu Baocheng. Shen Shang immediately described the person he saw to He Fengyuan. Is Imperial Dragon God? He Fengyuan screamed in the loud voice of Divine Mirror of Six Paths. Is this the Imperial Dragon God? It really is terrifying, I don't know if he can find me. Shen Shang is hiding, he doesn't want to conflict with this Imperial Dragon God. Chu Baocheng in the air came here, looking at the three mountains below, frowning, I am very alert. The dragon in his body suddenly disappeared, I can't feel it. Shen Shang saw that Chu Baocheng was suspended in the air, and the heart was very nervous. This Imperial Dragon God gave him a strong sense of oppression, much larger than the He Fengyuan stronger he had defeated before. These Imperial Dragon God have a way to specialize in the strength of the dragon in your body. If you are fighting with him, it is best to avoid using the dragon's strength. He Fengyuan said, you must avoid conflict with him now, I admit your strength. It's good, even if you face the peak of world-defying sacred realm, you can't win without losing. But you all rely on the strength of the dragon. If you face Imperial Dragon God, those strengths can't be played. Well, I will try to avoid him. Shen Shang is now Jing standing there, as long as he is not sensed, he is safe. The cat and mouse game, I most want to play. Chu Baocheng he smiled, then touched the head of the black dragon horse and said, go, let's find the mouse. Dragon horse landed on a mountain, the mountain where Shen Shang stayed. Close, this guy knows where I am. Shen Shang was shocked and was about to take countermeasures. The newly arrived dragon horse seemed to find him, fluttering and falling near Shen Zhang's. The dragon horse landed, screaming, and a breath broke out from the dragon horse, and all the trees around it were cut off by that breath. It's a strange strength, it can make you hide. Oh, but I have seen you. Chu Baocheng said with a sneer, the breath released by the black dragon horse just made the anti-strength on Shen Shang fluctuate. Chu Baocheng sensed. Shen Shang immediately teleported the first stage distance, but what he didn't expect was that the dragon horse actually followed him with a leap. Chu Baocheng threw a formation plate and released a barrier to prevent Shen Shang from using the teleport again. I also know space power, haha, Chu Baocheng laughed and seemed very excited. Nowadays, Shen Shang does not intend to hide anymore. After his appearance, his face is dignified, Divine Mirror of Six Paths has also merged with Nine Firmaments Divine Sword. Don't escape, little mouse. After Chu Baocheng dismounted, he took out a long black knife with a black red eye on the handle, which looks like the slaughtering evil dragon released before Shen Shang. You came to catch me? Shen Shang asked. No, I am here to kill you. Chu Baocheng disdained with a smile. Little mouse, I am Imperial Dragon God, specifically for you guys. Why do you have to deal with me? Shen Zhang's voice was cold, and the guy actually called his little mouse, which made him very angry. Because your mouse doesn't have a dragon, the dragon you cultivated is owned by our Imperial Dragon Palace. You have a dragon, you have to die, because you are tarnishing our Imperial Dragon Palace. Chu Baocheng said this. The sound is full of hostility and cold. Nonsense, can I cultivate the dragon, shut down your Imperial Dragon Palace? You guys are just swearing that others can cultivate the dragon. It is said that others are mice, I think you are the mouse, and it is still the kind of special the stolen stinky mouse. Shen Shang is also full of anger, these Imperial Dragon God is simply unreasonable. He also always thought that the Imperial Dragon Palace had something to do with the dragon. I didn't expect the Imperial Dragon Palace to deal with him. This is mainly for the purpose of robbing other people's dragons, but also giving them a very legitimate reason. What are you talking about? Chu Baocheng has never met anyone who dared to marry their Imperial Dragon Palace. I said that your Imperial Dragon Palace is like a plaque, you want to snatch someone else's dragon. You still have to find a lot of bad reasons. You said that you don't seem to want to set up a memorial. Shen Shang is very rude and sneering. Mixing things, insulting my Imperial Dragon Palace, dead. Chu Baocheng screamed, only to see the purple chi bursting on his body, the roar of the raging dragon broke out from his body, and he had changed his appearance in the blink of an eye. Chu Baocheng became the appearance of the half-human and half-dragon. It was covered with purple scales and the body was much larger. The body, arms and legs were purple dragon scales, and it looked very strong. This guy has only the strength of world-defying sacred realm, but after the fusion of a dragon, it actually surpassed world-defying sacred realm. Shen Shang was secretly scared, this is divine world-defying realm. Smelly mouse, damn it is you. Chu Baocheng a loud exploding roar, the ground suddenly appears more than a dozen purple little dragon, these little dragon is like a rope, and Shen Shang body unbound. Shen Shang was shocked, these little dragons are real dragons. Now he knows that there are many dragons on Imperial Dragon God. No wonder it is called Imperial Dragon God. Death. Chu Baocheng immediately flew over and wanted to punch into Shen Zhang's chest. He knew that Shen Shang suddenly turned into a chi mist and broke free from the purple little dragon. Chapter 3434. After Shen Shang broke free, he threw a lot of Crystal Emperor against the dozens of mouth-screaming little dragons. After the Crystal Emperor entered the mouth of Little Dragon, with the control of Shen Zhang's mind, the dragon heads of these little dragons were the fishes broken and all are lost. Chu Baocheng is next to these little dragons, and the explosion of more than a dozen crystal emperors has also caused him some damage, and the death of more than a dozen little dragon has also had a significant impact on him. Roar. Chu Baocheng is furious, he has never eaten such a big loss. With his angry roar, the sky is constantly lowering the purple lightning, covering this giant mountain. In a flash, countless lightning bolts landed, and all the trees were instantly destroyed and turned into coke, and then the sound waves burst out of the thunder cry burst into the blood. The mad thunder lightning continued, and Shen Shang just turned the divine mirror of 6 paths back to the original, resisting the falling lightning, otherwise he would be seriously injured. Chu Baocheng saw Shen Shang in the violent thunderstorm like a storm, but his heart was even more furious, and his body turned into a lightning rushing to Shen Shang. The double fist was turned into 2 dragon heads, and it was a fierce battle against Shen Shang. The chaos of the fist, a large fist phantom appeared, shrouded Shen Shang. Go to death and die. Chu Baocheng screamed and screamed, his fists were very fierce, and every punch went out. The bursting out of the boxing style was like a hurricane. The shock that broke out shook the mountain and thundered. The shock that came out shook up and down the blood mud all around. Although Shen Shang has resisted by divine mirror of 6 paths, it can only resist the mad thunder. At this time, the mad thunder still keeps falling. Chu Baocheng's sudden fists are difficult to avoid at one time, and the body suffers hundreds of punches at once. If it weren't for him to integrate Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon with himself, the hundreds of punches had already been made to him completely squashed, and the strength of Chu Baocheng was very terrifying. Thunder formation opens. Shen Shang controls divine mirror of 6 paths to release a thunder formation method suspended above itself, then endures the pain of the body, vigorously picks up divine mirror of 6 paths, and hits the mirror with a mirror. Baocheng's crazy punch. Pung pung pung. Chu Baocheng's fist suddenly smashed a lot of punches on the divine mirror of 6 paths, and a strand of energy bounced back several times effectively, hitting Chu Baocheng. Chu Baocheng didn't react for a while. He was beaten out by his powerful fist energy. His body was also very painful. His fist was integrated into the strong purple lightning dragon force. He knew best and was still furious. Coupled with the double rebound of divine mirror of 6 paths, he has already vomited blood. He entered into being hurt by his own strength. Thinking of this, Chu Baocheng was already mad and trembled, and the purple mad lightning that broke out at any time was even more acute. I don't want to accompany you. Shen Shang saw that Chu Baocheng was not hurt, immediately rushed to the black dragon horse, took it away directly with divine mirror of 6 paths, sealed it in a space inside the divine mirror of 6 paths, and then let divine mirror of 6 paths after hitting a strength, destroying the formation plate. After breaking the barrier, he entered the divine mirror of 6 paths and controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths to fly up and fly above the blood. This series of things Shen Shang did, moving clouds and flowing water. Chu Baocheng's body was beaten by his own violent strength, but also reacted for a while, and Shen Zhang's movement was very fast. When he caught up, Shen Shang, the divine mirror of 6 paths, has been drilled into the blood, so he can only scream. His mother, it is safe. Shen Shang in divine mirror of 6 paths. Chu Baocheng was bounced off by divine mirror of 6 paths. He had the opportunity to attack in the past, but he considered his physical injury and Chu Baocheng's defense was strong. He finally still give up, otherwise he will lose the best escape opportunity. He Fengyuan saw that Shen Shang was scarred and unbelievable. Shen Shang actually escaped in the hands of Imperial Dragon God. Although he was hurt more seriously, he finally survived. What He Fengyuan didn't know was that Shen Shang had made Chu Baocheng, the Imperial Dragon God, a big loss. Imperial Dragon God, what a terrible thing. If I am the peak of world-defying sacred realm, I must hang this guy up and play. Shen Shang is very weak, coldly snorted. I let him eat a big loss. He, the baby dragon horse, was taken away by me. He Fengyuan stunned. Dragon horse is the identity symbol of Imperial Dragon God. It not only has a fast flying speed, but also can sense the position of other dragons and has a strong sense of power. Actually caught by Shen Shang. Shen Shang feels that he has been beaten so badly. If he doesn't follow something, he is too sorry for himself. At the same time, he also wants to let those shit Imperial Dragon God know that Shen Shang is not a good character. Hey, that horse is very good, I will tame him sooner or later. Shen Shang finished, smiled. I guess the teleportation formation is the guy who ruined. He now wants to go back is not easy. I see. Where did he go to find Dragon Horse? Dragon Horse should be important for Imperial Dragon God, but it was taken away by me. He Fengyuan is speechless. Shen Shang can't beat others, actually stealing people's horses. Shen Shang let Mai and Jing sisters release their regenerative power to help him recover. This time he was seriously injured. He stopped releasing time domain during the war and let Feng Ka understand Dao creation spell. On the mountain, Luo Junfeng was very speechless and looked at Chu Baocheng, who was violent and furious. Chu Baocheng suffered some injuries and was injured by his own strength, but this is no problem. The biggest problem is that Chu Baocheng's horse has been left behind. This damn mouse. Chu Baocheng raised a huge stone and put it into the blood mud. Damn mirror, I hate the mirror. You lost your hand, Luo Junfeng said. I am going, you are waiting for me here, I will help you get the horse back, and you will not be grateful to me when I am, after all, I am just by the way. Hurry up, it's best to take the guy back, I want to torture him. Chu Baocheng angrily said. I try to. Luo Junfeng riding the black dragon horse and flying in the air, he didn't know if he could find Shen Shang, because Chu Baocheng saw Shen Zhang's divine mirror of 6 paths sink into the blood. The blood is very deep, and there is the horrible thing of blood devil shark below. He can't dare to go wild. You can only look at luck. Luo Junfeng patted the head of the dragon horse. Chu Baocheng not only lost the precious dragon horse, but more than a dozen little dragons were also killed by Shen Shang with Crystal Emperor. Even if he came from the land of innocence, he never saw such a luxury guy, more than 10 the block Crystal Emperor is thrown away. Thinking of himself eating such a big loss, Chu Baocheng's chest was suffocating and difficult to vent, making him very uncomfortable. Shen Shang in the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths is deep in the mud. It would be very troublesome to be swallowed by Blood Devil Shark, but he thought of a way to turn Divine Mirror of 6 Paths into a larger stone. The stone also had many spikes. If Blood Devil Shark bites, it will be injured. Chapter 3435. Shen Shang is hiding under the blood, it is safe for the time being. Luo Junfeng hovered over the sky, and his dragon horse seemed to be able to sense that Shen Shang was under the blood, but he could not go down. You have to move, you can avoid being attacked by the guy above. Shen Shang controls the divine mirror of 6 paths that becomes a spiky ball to move quickly. He didn't know how much energy he had in the background before the blood mud, and he could nurturing so many blood devil sharks. He now has a group of blood devil shark. Blood devil shark has a special inductive force that senses that divine mirror of 6 paths is made with Dao creation saint stone, and Dao creation saint stone is very rare in the blood, now for blood devil shark, but it is full of temptation. Blood devil shark approached and opened his mouth to swallow the divine mirror of 6 paths, but the divine mirror of 6 paths turned into a spiky ball. The spikes were very hard and they pierced directly after the blood devil shark bite. The mouth of blood devil shark. Blood devil shark was so violently swaying, shaking his head and opening the divine mirror of 6 paths, and fleeing. The nearby blood devil shark saw it just now. They are not stupid. Naturally, if they bite, it will be like the blood devil shark just now. This move is really effective. Shen Shang breathed a sigh of relief. He had to recover quickly, start time domain and let Feng Ka hurry to comprehend space spell, fix the formation earlier, and go to the innocent. At this time, there was no idea of Blood Devil Shark dare to play Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. To avoid it, Shen Shang released a chain of Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, tied the tail of a Blood Devil Shark, and then the head of the Blood Devil Shark swims as fast as he can. In this way, Divine Mirror of 6 Paths was swiftly moved under the blood mud by Blood Devil Shark, and immediately after the above-mentioned Luo Junfeng sensed, Dragon Horse caught up. How did these Imperial Dragon Gods sense me? Shen Shang was puzzled. What kind of strange perception does the Dragon Horse have? Shen Shang came to a stone room in the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, where a Dragon Horse was sealed. Feng Yuan followed Shen Shang and saw the Dragon Horse before he was sure to be picked up by Shen Shang. The strength of this Dragon Horse is not weak. Is there any problem with your seal? Feng Yuan stood in the door and didn't dare to come in. Her strength was so weak. If Dragon Horse went mad, just take her and she would have to suffer a lot. If Yu King is here, maybe she can figure out what is going on. Bai Yu came out of Hidden Jade Villa and looked at the Dragon Horse. Shu Yuking is proficient in this aspect, knowing how to resolve the contract, or a complex method of deepening the soul. I want to conquer this Dragon Horse. Shen Shang touched the black Dragon Horse, which was sealed and could not be moved. I just looked at it. Dragon Horse and the owner have a strong contract strength. Only the master can solve it. If Yu King is here, she might have a way. Bai Yu shook his head. When Huan Yuan saw Bai Yu appear, She realized that Shenshang has never been one of her own. Before, there was Feng Ka and the girl pill spirit, and now there is a woman who is coldly elegant and beautiful, which makes her doubt, Shenshang takes a lot of women. Hey, I can't find Yuking for a while. Shenshang sighed. What I can do now is to search the memory of this horse in the most gentle way, Bai Yu said. Well, you can give it a try. Can you find out how to get rid of the tracking method, and see if you can let this guy go to me, Shenshang said. This should be fine, I need some time, Bai Yu said. Shenshang walked out of the stone room and let Bai Yu go quietly. Little rascal, when do you want me to go back? He Fengyuan frowned. I don't want to continue playing with you. Now I can send you up. Shenshang said with a smile. You sent me up, isn't it equivalent to send me to die? He Fengyuan coldly snorted. I want you to send me back to heaven's proud emperor palace. Are you sure you want to go back? Shenshang asked. Can you not regret it? Why should I regret it? He Fengyuan thought and thought. Shenshang laughed. Do you think that heaven's proud god emperor has been under house arrest for a long time by your father-in-law, and there will be no action? Now it may have been played, and no accident, your father-in-law has already been won. He Fengyuan heard Shen Zhang's words, said with a sneer, it seems that you don't know heaven's proud emperor palace. My father is in charge of Dan Palace in heaven's proud emperor palace. It is alchemist itself. It is prestigious in the imperial palace. Zhou Zhengyang, this guy can take my father. It's a joke. Zhou Zhengyang really has the ability, he would not let 2 baby daughters fall into my hands. Shenshang shook his head. That's just Zhou Zhengyang. I didn't expect you would really fight his daughter. He has been condoning you all the time. You touched his bottom line, so he no longer bears it. This is me. I felt it in the study, although I don't know him, I know that he is not a person who likes to fight, he just wants to be stable. Even if he is under house arrest, he feels nothing, it is noisy by you, but then you took his daughter. He Fengyuan coldly snorted. I don't believe that Zhou Zhengyang has the ability to compete with my father. Well, after I finish the things here, I will take you back. When you father, maybe you are already dead. Shenshang said. Zhou Zhengyang, this guy looks like a Sven, but launches a fire. But it is very terrible. When Shenshang was in the study, he felt that Zhou Zhengyang was a person who pursued calmness. He didn't care if his calm days were not destroyed. Once it is destroyed, he will start killing. He Fengyuan didn't talk, she found that she didn't know enough about Zhou Zhengyang, even though she was a queen. If you didn't take the 2 sisters at the beginning, now you have nothing, maybe you can get the entire heaven's proud empire. Shenshang snorted. It's all done by yourself. I think Zhou Zhengyang, I have long wanted to hand over heaven's proud empire, so that I can live in Jingjing. Hey, He Fengyuan angered coldly snorted, then squatted in the corner. Shenshang continued to heal and asked, are you sure you want to go back now? Actually, it is useless to go back. It's better than following you everywhere courting death. He Fengyuan these days, but Shenshang realized that Shenshang is a special cause of trouble. This is exciting, I like to challenge the supreme power of oneself infallible, it is better than bullying. Shenshang said with a smile, when I hurt, I will go to a group of dragon horses. Just let the guy above ride for a few more days. You are not afraid of the revenge of the Imperial Dragon Palace. He Fengyuan did not expect Shenshang to want to do it again. It doesn't matter, anyway, they have already stared at me. No matter if I can't grab their dragon horse, they have to kill me, so why not fight with them? Shenshang coldly smiled. Chapter 3436. A few days later, Shen Zhang's heard a lot, and he can now release time domain to Feng Ka. Bai Yu also had results, she found some useful memories. Dragon horse has a special innate talent that senses the existence of the dragon. Even if it is hidden in your divine sea, the dragon horse can sense some breath. Bai Yu said, as for how to avoid, follow dragon in the memory of horse's mind, it is only necessary to seal the dragon with a seal, let the dragon fall asleep, and not absorb the outer strength and release it, just like a suspended animation so that it can avoid tracking. He Fengyuan said, is this a little difficult? The strength of the dragon is very strong. Doesn't it make the dragon sleep a part of the seal? It's good, but it's avoidable to be traced, and it's time to unblock it when it's needed, Bai Yu said. Shenshang thinks this is not very difficult. Feng Ka should be able to make a good formation plate, which will allow him to quickly seal Azure Dragon. In his divine sea, only Azure Dragon needs a seal. He borrows the other 5. The strength of the beast can still be very powerful. So is there such a memory of taming dragon horse? He Fengyuan asked. Bai Yu, this method made her feel very amazing. Shen Shang originally wanted to use it for her. Later, because her soul was too weak, she did not. Yes, killing the original owner of the dragon horse will lift the contract between them and then tame the dragon horse. Bai Yu said, it should not be difficult to tame the dragon horse. If it is strong enough, it will be recognized by dragon horse. He Fengyuan looked at Shen Shang. She can see that Shen Shang is going to, courting death, again, as long as Chu Baocheng, the imperial dragon god, gets rid of a dragon horse. Chu Baocheng doesn't have dragon horse right now, and more than a dozen little dragons have been killed by Shen Shang, and the strength has weakened a lot. You are going? He Fengyuan hastily asked. Yes, rest assured, I never do anything I can't grasp. Shen Shang smiled. For a dragon horse, it's worth the fight. He Fengyuan has nothing to say, she can only pray that Shen Shang can live, otherwise she will have to follow. In the following days, Shen Shang released third-level time domain and let Feng Ke comprehend space spell while refining the Crystal Emperor. This time he smelted the second-level amplification spell into the Crystal Emperor. Amplification spell can increase energy by several times. He first smashed this destructive spell with the Crystal Emperor into Thunder Fire, and then superposition the amplification spell at the second level on these spells, letting Thunder Fire stun the power of the spell. And now the Crystal Emperor is not a piece of the piece, but is compressed by him into the size of the thumb of the Dan King. Destroy the curse. Shen Shang looked at the refined Crystal Emperor, lightly smiled. He Fengyuan witnessed the whole process. She never thought that Dan had this kind of refining method. It can be used not only for eating but also for attacking. It is equivalent to compressing very strong energy into a small one. Inside the small Dan, once detonated, the power is endless. He Fengyuan has to admit that Shen Zhang's Dan is really very smart, and alchemy's thinking is also very jump. The fight is only my sideline, alchemy is my strength. Shen Shang looked at the surprised He Fengyuan, happily said with a smile. He Fengyuan knows that Shen Shang refining this kind of destructive curse will surely kill a lot of people, because no one knows that the pill pellet thrown out will have a strong power. Now is the time for me to show the strongest strength of alchemist. Shen Shang took out a few Crystal Emperors. The Crystal Emperor itself contains a very strong amount of energy. After being refined into Dao Creation Spell, it can be released by Dao Creation Spell with a stronger strength. It is one of the best materials for refining aggressive Dan. This is called the Ice Curse. Shen Shang refining a grain, this Dan mainly released the Ice Cold Strength, joined the Ice Spell and Amplification Spell refining. This Dan was carefully studied by him. If it broke out, the energy released will be concentrated in one place and have a better effect. If the spread is too wide after the outbreak, it is not appropriate to deal with a person. If it is to be used against many people, he will have another method of refining. He Fengyuan is fortunate in his heart. Shen Shang is only to explore this kind of Dan after fighting with her, otherwise she will be killed by this kind of Dan when she fights with Shen Shang. Shen Zhang's final refining Dan is a detonation mantra that mainly concentrates on the shock. He also joined amplification spell. In addition, he also added a thick strange intoxicating spirit poison. When the shock broke out, the drunk magic spreads out in a violent state and can directly shake into the human body. Almost, I use the arrogant guy to practice. Shen Shang let Feng Ke stop comprehending Dao Creation Spell. In the past few days, Feng Ke has spent a few more than 70 years, already great progress, first level Dao Creation Spell. She is already familiar with it, then skip the second level amplification spell and start the third level space spell. She already has 2 space spells. Direct seals are not very good, I have a better approach. Feng Ke said. I just used space spell I just learned to make a 9th level space domain, separated by 9th level, Azure Dragon. The breath shouldn't be sensed by Dragon Horse, and when you need it, you can let Azure Dragon quickly come out of the field and quickly release the strength to fight for you. If it is a fake death, it will take some time to wake up and a little time to recover strength. Shen Shang was surprised. That's great, just try it with your method. Feng Ke said with a smile, for me with second level time domain, I can refine the formation plate in one day. Shen Shang immediately released time domain to Feng Ke. Feng Ke has been learning refiner for a long time. She also learned well. Now she uses Crystal Emperor to refine the formation plate. 3 girls pill spirit daily. Can crystallize Crystal Emperor, very much. At the end of the day, Feng Ka succeeded in refining. He immediately placed the formation plate under Azure Dragon to form a 9th level space domain, hiding Azure Dragon in it. The 9th level space is a layer of 1 layer and a continuous set of 9 layers. This is a strong isolation. It should not be so easy to sense. Shen Shang recalled that Chu Baocheng came to catch him. At that time, he was invisible. Chu Baocheng could not see him, but Dragon Horse could. That guy should still follow me on the go, I'll try it now. Shen Shang controls the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths teleport to the sky, then walks out of the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and stands on top of the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. At this point he and Divine Mirror of 6 Paths were invisible and flew to Luo Junfeng, who was chasing after him. Luo Junfeng riding the dragon horse in the sky, Shen Shang flew below him, he didn't notice it at all, then hovered over where Shen Shang had just stopped. This idiot, I will let you ride the dragon horse for a few more days. Shen Shang looked at Luo Junfeng and rode the dragon horse back and forth in the sky, thinking in secret, and then flew to the 3 strange mountains. Chapter 3437. He Fengyuan in Divine Mirror of 6 Paths knows that Shen Shang has succeeded and he is relieved. As a result, Shen Shang will no longer be tracked by Imperial Dragon God. Shen Shang will not be safe as long as she is safe. He Fengyuan is very depressed. She doesn't know why Shen Shang wants to take her and doesn't let her go back. She thinks that this is Shen Shang who deliberately tortured her and tortured her mentally because she saw Shen Shang very angry. Shen Shang soon returned to the 3 strange mountains. He released heaven-devouring rat to find Chu Baocheng hidden here. He concluded that Chu Baocheng would stay here and wait for the return of Luo Junfeng. Shen Shang can't use the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, so he can't fly to the sky at high altitude, only to control Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Heaven-devouring rat soon found out that he found a cave that seemed to have been cut out. Climb in and see, don't know that the idiot is not inside. Shen Shang controlled heaven-devouring rat, but it didn't take long to hear the angry roar of Chu Baocheng. Damn stinky mouse, I hate mice the most. Chu Baocheng screamed and slammed into heaven-devouring rat, but heaven-devouring rat shunned flexibly and climbed out of the cave. Shen Shang couldn't help but laugh. He used to be a mouse in Chu Baocheng's eyes, but he succeeded in taking Chu Baocheng's dragon horse and making Chu Baocheng very embarrassed. If it was passed to the Imperial Dragon Palace, Chu Baocheng will definitely be very shameful. After Chu Baocheng chased heaven-devouring rat and rushed out of the cave, Shen Shang immediately threw a frozen curse. The ice spell inside it instantly devours the energy of the Crystal Emperor into a powerful ice-cold force, which is instantly enhanced by amplification spell. A very terrifying ice force burst out instantly, only about 4 or 5 feet. Chu Baocheng just rushed out of the cave and was frozen by the force of this cold, unable to move. However, after he was just frozen for a moment, the thick ice was loose. He is worthy of an Imperial Dragon God, and his strength is still very strong. Shen Shang sees that Chu Baocheng is about to break the ice, and he immediately throws a ruin of the ruin. The power of thunder fire is increased, very violent. With a bang, the mountain was blown up a large piece, and the boulder flew up. The ruined curse directly exploded next to Chu Baocheng. The bursting wave broke the thick ice. Thunder fire, with the power of shock, broke into the body of Chu Baocheng and shook all the strength that Chu Baocheng had just pulled out. The violent lightning is crazy, the fierce fire is burning, all concentrated in Chu Baocheng all around. Smelly mouse, I know it is you. Chu Baocheng was furious, and his previous dozen little dragons were killed like this, but this time the strength is even more fierce. Chu Baocheng was wounded and entangled with mad thunder and fire. After he got rid of those mad thunder and fire, Shen Shang threw a blasting spell, the turbulent force with a lot of strange intoxicating spirit poison, poured into the body of Chu Baocheng. Dealing with Chu Baocheng, a person with dragon transformation, requires a very large amount of strange intoxicating spirit poison. Chu Baocheng was attacked for the 3rd time and was angry. He knew that Shen Zhang's strength was very weak and he was almost killed by him, but now he has used this method to make him so embarrassed. Let him hate the teeth, but he can't find Shen Shang now. Shen Shang finally showed up. He took the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and held it in the hands like a shield. The mirror faced Chu Baocheng. Imperial Dragon God, I see you are a worm. Shen Shang ha laughed. Smelly mouse, go to hell. Chu Baocheng made a strength against Shen Shang, but it was very weak. Shen Shang blocked it directly with Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. The strong rebound was strong and hit Chu Baocheng. We'll fly it out. Chu Baochang knew that he was poisoned. The poison was so strange that he couldn't make a strength and saw Shen Shang smile and walked over. He couldn't help but fear. Imperial Dragon God, you are going to die, do you have anything to say? Shen Shang whistled and looked at Chu Baochang, who fell in the rocks and flames. You kill Imperial Dragon God and you are doing the right thing with the Imperial Dragon Palace. Chu Baochang said with all his strength and fear. Oh, you want to win my dragon, just be against me, and I am right with only road to dead end, no matter what your temple. As for the Imperial Dragon Palace, I am not afraid, if they come to me trouble I will kill them all like you killed this stupid pig. Shen Shang picked up Divine Mirror of Six Paths and was mad at Chu Baochang. Well, just like this, Chu Baochang, the Imperial Dragon God, was shot dead by Shen Shang with the Divine Mirror of Six Paths. It's probably the most imposing Imperial Dragon God. After killing Imperial Dragon God, Shen Shang threw the body into the Divine Mirror of Six Paths and then entered Divine Mirror of Six Paths himself. He went to the strange mountain to continue the exploration. He did not start exploring yet, Chu Baochang. The pig came out suddenly. How? This is the Imperial Dragon God that you think is very powerful. Shen Shang pointed to the body inside the room. He Feng Yuan looked at the Imperial Dragon God and couldn't speak. The Imperial Dragon God, who made her national father, was killed by the guy of Shen Shang, the world-defying sacred realm late stage. Oh, you are amazing. But you are only sneaky to kill him. He Feng Yuan is admired in the heart of the five bodies, but on the surface does not recognize. The real expert is a sneaky means. Shen Shang said with a smile. So this guy is just a stupid pig, otherwise how can he be killed by me? You wait, I will use this the way, to clean up another pig. This group of people is usually very traversing, now I will teach them to be a man. Shen Shang was very haughty and entered the stone room of the dragon horse. She directly dropped the body of Chu Baochang. At this time, the dragon horse was also free and had already contracted with Chu Baochang. This dragon horse is much more powerful than this guy. Shen Shang whistled at dragon horse and asked Bai Yu, the dragon horse's favorite food. Dragon horse prefers to eat meat. If not, myriad Dao divine soil crystal is also possible. I suggest you give him 1 or 2 crystal emperors from time to time, Bai Yu said. The dragon horse has a very fast flight speed and has a certain combat power. It is an excellent mount. After Luo Junfeng couldn't find Shen Shang, he began to wonder, because it was reasonable to say that dragon horse would not feel it. The dragon horse suddenly lost the induction, indicating that Shen Shang had found a way to avoid tracking. This is the first time Luo Junfeng has heard that someone can successfully avoid the tracking of dragon horse, because even if Divine sees dragon is sleeping, the dragon horse will certainly feel it, unless the dragon is gone. This brat is very weird, I have to be careful. Luo Junfeng looked at the rear and then flew over the dragon horse. He suddenly felt that Shen Shang would return to the 3 strange mountains. Chapter 3438. Shen Shang knows that these 3 strange mountains are not simple, otherwise it is impossible to grow so many trees here. He remembers that when he was fighting Chu Baochang last time, he destroyed a lot of trees here, but this time, the tree that was destroyed has grown a lot from the new. What is there in this strange mountain? Why can the trees in the 3 mountains maintain such a strong vitality? Shen Shang rides the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, flies in the woods in the strange mountains, looking for the source of life force. Although there are many giant trees in the strange mountains, there are no animals in them, all of them are plants. Shen Shang flew here for a little half a day, and even a bug was not seen. These trees should have grown in the recent period, not old trees. Zhang Sijing came out of Hidden Jade Villa and looked at the trees here, and only she and Zhang Simai could see more things from it. Sijing, can you communicate with these trees? Shen Shang asked. I want to find the source, I think that place should be very good. This is no problem, it takes a little time, you are patient, etc. Zhang Sijing put his hand on the trunk of a tree, then closed his eyes and began to communicate with the tree. Soon, Zhang Sijing has a harvest. I know, I really didn't expect this magical thing to exist here. Zhang Sijing was also very excited, her face full of happy smiles, and she seemed to be very interested in that magical thing. What magical thing? Shen Shang hastily asked, is it here? It's here, Zhang Sijing nodded quickly. In fact, it's just a very small thing. It should be a seed. After the seeds appeared in the 3 barren hills, they released a magical strength, nourishing 3. Dashan, then Dashan gave birth to many trees. It was a magical seed that changed the 3 mountains. Where is it? I will go see it now, said Shen Shang. Good, I will tell you the location. Zhang Sijing is also very much looking forward to Shen Shang to find the seed. After Shen Shang learned about One Direction, he immediately mobilized Divine Mirror of 6 paths to fly at the fastest speed. Soon, Shen Shang came to the mountainside of a mountain. The seed was in it, but he dug a cave in. The seed is connected to a huge stone together, and it is not known how this kind of child appears here. It is very magical to give these 3 giant mountains a lot of trees. After seeing the seed, Shen Shang walked over and wanted to take it away, but when his fingers touched the past, the seed suddenly flashed and a light glow of azure emerged. This light was released with a gentle breeze, and after blowing to Shen Shang could not help but feel a shock, and felt a very strange strength into the body. What is going on here? Shen Shang only felt that the body was suddenly unable to move. What is even more bizarre is that the light of the seed immediately dimmed and became very calm, and Shen Shang was unable to move in place. No matter how much strength he released, he could not rush out of the body. He was given a body by a strange strength. Anti-strength can't be used. Shen Shang can feel that any strength can flow through the body, but it can't be released from the body, and he doesn't know why. His body can't move. Shen Shang began to worry, but he couldn't move, and strength couldn't be released. Once someone came here, he would become very dangerous. Worried about what came, Shen Shang suddenly heard the footsteps, and someone really came here. Damn, who is it? Shen Shang originally planned to release the woman from Hidden Jade Villa to help him, but he worried that the women would be settled and it would be more dangerous. He tried it. He managed to release Ratman, but when he saw someone coming, he hastily took the Ratman back. Soon, the man was close. You are unexpectedly here, Chu Baocheng. Luo Junfeng saw Shen Shang standing there, and he couldn't help but feel happy because he saw Shen Shang can't understand, and he didn't have any breath fluctuations. He felt that Shen Shang was seriously injured. We'll only open a passage to hide in it. I don't know Chu Baocheng, who are you? Hurry and go, don't bother me to rest, this cave is my own, you need to get one yourself. Shen Shang coldly said, of course he knows who this is. This is also a powerful imperial dragon god, and it looks a lot better than Chu Baocheng. Hee, are you scaring me? Luo Junfeng walked in and saw the seed, and he couldn't help but feel shocked. He suddenly thought about where the powerful vitality of these 3 strange mountains came from. It is planting from this grain. Luo Junfeng saw that Shen Zhang's fingers touched the planting, and there was no movement in the body, so Shen Shang was sure to absorb the energy of this seed. This is mine. Luo Junfeng took out a long black knife and slashed it against Shen Shang. Shen Shang had a cold sweat in his heart, but he reacted very quickly. Hastily released a Ratman and let Ratman touch the seed. The seeds of the divine tool sensed that after someone touched it, they immediately released the strange, terrifying pale white glow, which was just like a light breeze. After the slashing of Luo Junfeng was blown by the breeze, the body suddenly became stiff and unable to move. His heart suddenly screamed and shouted, you bastard, what did you do? What made Shen Shang feel incredible is that he was able to move again after being blown by the light glow and the breeze again, which really made him unexpected. Haha, I don't know what's going on. Shen Shang looked at Luo Junfeng, who was slashing and slashing at the back, and couldn't move him. Luo Junfeng suddenly understood that the strange light just now made people unable to move. Shen Shang accidentally triggered the light, and when he arrived, Shen Shang released another person to trigger the light, then it is his turn to move. When Shen Shang was exposed to light for the second time, he could recover the original and move. Go to your uncle, actually want to act lousy. Shen Zhang's palm constantly fanned Luo Junfeng's face, playing pa pa pa. Luo Junfeng, although unable to move, but can feel pain, and more is humiliation. He is Luo Junfeng, but the imperial dragon god is actually being slapped by such a guy. You can't kill me. Luo Junfeng was shouted, but just after he had just shouted, Shen Shang picked up Divine Mirror of 6 paths and shot him dead in 3 or 2. Chapter 3439. Luo Junfeng is also not the first imperial dragon god to be killed by Shen Shang with Divine Mirror of 6 paths. Chu Baocheng is the first. Only Luo Junfeng died more inconspicuously than Chu Baocheng, because he came into the cave and was inexplicably settled. He had not been sentenced to a few words by Shen Shang and was killed by Shen Shang. This guy is better than Chu Baocheng. Shen Shang looked at the dead Luo Junfeng, took a deep breath, but it is easier to deal with Chu Baocheng. Luo Junfeng died very unwilling, Chu Baocheng also consumed at least Shenshang 3 crystal implements made with Crystal Emperor, and a large number of strange intoxicating spirit poison. However, Luo Junfeng only consumed Shenshang, a ratman, and was killed alive. An imperial dragon god was killed and said that no one believed it. He Fengyuan believes that because she saw it in the divine mirror of 6 paths, when she saw it, she couldn't believe her eyes. Shenshang killed this horrible imperial dragon god, killing the dog. It's still easy. The dragon in the body is still alive, it is mine. Shenshang checked and found that there are 2 big dragons in Luo Junfeng. The big dragons are all blue thunder dragons, and the others are dozens of small thunder dragons. Shenshang handed the body to Bai Yuyu and let her join Long Shui to see if she could get the dragon out, and Chu Baocheng, who also gave it to Bai Yuyu. It has always been imperial dragon god to rob others of the dragon, and now they are robbed, it should be very rare. Shenshang ran out of the cave and saw a black dragon horse outside. He directly released the divine mirror of 6 paths and sealed the horse into a stone room in the divine mirror of 6 paths. He had a huge harvest this time, and he got a batch of dragon horses, and it didn't take much effort. This thing is really bad. Shenshang returned to the depths of the cave again and looked at the magical seed. Now he can be sure that this seed has a strong sense of self-protection, otherwise it will not release the kind. The light is coming. What should I do in the end? Shenshang wanted to take the seed away, but now he can't move the seed at all. Shenshang walked up and down in the cave, and finally Zhang Simai gave him the idea to try to use the spiritual power to probe the seeds and see if they could connect with the seeds. Shenshang tried to do it, there was no reaction, and then tried to go to the blood, it was useless. It takes a certain amount of time to use your spirit. You are a little patient. Zhang Simai tenderly snorted and said, can't go halfway, go on. Shenshang can only continue. After he tried it for 2 days, suddenly felt subtle changes, and the seed was actually in devour his spiritual power. Although I can't connect with this kind of child, I have a breakthrough. Shenshang continued to release stronger physical power, but it didn't take long for the seeds to release a strong radiance. The light that was released this time was different from the previous 2. The light that was released this time was very strong, and it was golden, and it made Shen Zhang's eyes hurt, and this time he was not fixed. The ratman who was fixed before can now move. The seeds came out of the cracks. Shenshang sensed that the seeds were moving, and the heart was pleasantly surprised, and hastily reached out to grab. When he grabbed the seeds, he was also trembling in fear. He was worried that this kind of child would release the kind of unspeakable light. His fears were superfluous. This magical seed did not release that kind of light. It just released a faint warmth, lying in the palm of Shen Zhang's palm. Actually is to absorb my spiritual power, recognize my strength. Shenshang lightly smiled, then put this seed into hidden jade villa, let my and Jing sisters try them, can you plant something? This kind of child is amazing. Let's try to find out the strange energy of this seed, Shenshang said. The peculiar energy of the seed is that it can make people inexplicably settle, and the powerful imperial dragon god like Luo Junfeng is destined to move in place. Shenshang came out, the tree here is still full of vitality. Although he took the seed, it did not affect the tree here. The tree here has formed a system of self-adolescence, which can continue to absorb the blood mud even without seeds. The strength of the growth. Shenshang came out of the cave and came to a quiet place to release the dragon horse of Chu Baocheng. He is now taming this dragon horse. This is a very good mount. It's fast, but it's good. Attack power. Taming dragon horse was a very easy thing for Shenshang. Shenshang just grabbed 2 blood devil sharks and let the 2 dragon horses have a good time. Dragon horse consciously returned to Shenshang. Later, Shenshang caught a lot of blood devil shark. Shenshang turns divine mirror of 6 paths into a giant net, and it's easy to grab a lot of blood devil shark. There are hundreds of them, and Feng Ka seals a lake in hidden jade villa. It is kept inside. Little Ka, it's up to you now. Shenshang said that now only need to wait for Feng Ka to master space spell and fix the damaged teleportation formation, he will be able to go to the innocent. Shenshang is riding a dragon horse at this time, happy in the air, and returns to Heaven's proud empire. Instead of going directly to the Heaven's proud emperor palace, he went to a city in the Heaven's proud empire to find out about things. As he expected, Zhou Zhengyang had a fierce counterattack and took all the man of the country. In short, the Heaven's proud emperor palace became a ruin after a great war, and all the people who controlled the proud pill palace, such as the nationals, were taken down. Poisonous woman, you have heard it. Shen Shang is now on the road with He Fengyuan. Hey, He Fengyuan was very upset, she was cheated by Zhou Zhengyang for so long. I will send you back to the palace. Shen Shang said with a smile. I won't go back. Now that this situation is going back, Zhou Zhengyang will definitely kill me, and what is the meaning of my return? He Fengyuan's face is full of anger, she wanted to go back, but Shen Shang reluctant to send her back. Now that her father has changed, Shen Shang has to send her back. This is intentional. Don't go back, where are you going? Shen Shang said with a laugh. As far as your current strength is concerned, it is very dangerous, not to mention your good looks, if it falls into the hands of some real bastards, haha. He Fengyuan suddenly became furious, and he stepped on Shen Zhang's foot, but with her strength, she did not step on Shen Shang. Bastard, you tell me honestly, what is the value of my use in your eyes? He Fengyuan has been unable to understand this thing. Do you want me to find happiness? Of course not. You have mastered some of the knowledge of the pillars. You know a lot of things. It is a good tool for me. When I go to the land of innocence, you may be able to use it. Shen Shang said with a smile. Chapter 3440. He Fengyuan came up from Dantian in a rush, and couldn't vent in his heart. Shen Shang actually said that she was a tool. Although she knew that Shen Shang was using her, she said it directly, and she wanted to anger her. Why, you don't want to? Shen Shang smiled and then took care of himself and ignored He Fengyuan. He Fengyuan slammed his feet, hastily followed, and now she is helpless, and feels that she can only swallow, followed Shen Shang, the evil devil, a period of time, and wait for myself to recover. Do you really not go back to the imperial palace? Zhou Zhengyang might put you in a horse, anyway, you are already a waste, Shen Shang said. Never go back, you don't know what is going on with me. He Fengyuan coldly said. How do you say that there are children? When Shen Shang said this, he suddenly remembered that the child between them was the second prince, who had been killed by him. Seeing Shen Zhang's look, He Fengyuan seems to know what Shen Shang is thinking, said with a sneer, the two princes were grabbed by me, not me and his children, and he knew it. Two princes will inherit the throne in the future, and he will turn a blind eye. Shen Shang was very surprised. So I always thought that Zhou Zhengyang was a kind of cockroach. I didn't expect this guy to be so tolerable. I think if it wasn't for you to suddenly come out, maybe I can take charge of the imperial palace in the future. He Fengyuan said this, he stunned Shen Shang glanced. Shen Shang shook his head. I got married with Zhou Zhengyang, mainly because my father forced him. It was originally the mother of the 5 gimmicks who wanted to be the queen. Because of the strength of my father, heaven's proud empress is me, He Fengyuan said. Well, you really will play. Shen Shang snorted, and now they have walked out of the city. Now he understands why Zhou Zhengyang let him kill He Fengyuan, and actually Zhou Zhengyang is also hateful to He Fengyuan. Yeah, but they got together, and after one emperor, it was really very rare to see the existence. How much pills do you inherit from your envy? Shen Shang asked. Is it useful to go to the innocent? Of course it is useful. I am a father who can refine the world-defying god level. On the road of inaugural roads, there are also many pillars of world-defying god level. My knowledge will definitely help you, this bastard. He Fengyuan also knows Shen Shang doesn't know about high-level pill medicine, but it is a very promising alchemist, Danshao superior, innate talent. Shen Shang let He Fengyuan enter the divine mirror of 6 paths, then he rides the dragon horse and heads to the bloody plain to Oxhead Mountain, where he waits patiently for the success of Feng Ka. Shen Shang feels idle and idle. Just grab the Blood Devil Shark. Blood Devil Shark can be said to be a treasure, and his divine sea world is very large, can accommodate a lot of Blood Devil Shark. This bloody plain is really strong and can breed so many Blood Devil Sharks. Shen Shang has caught a lot of Blood Devil Shark, but there are still many. The bloody plains are very old, but there are a lot of Tao Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal, so this blood mud has a lot of energy. These Blood Devil Sharks are all evolved from the early Violent Soul. Later it has been multiplied and eaten a lot of Tao Creation Saint Stone, which will become so powerful over time, He Fengyuan said. Right, why didn't I see Violent Soul here? Isn't this a 5th layer world-defying soul river? Shen Shang asked. The Violent Soul of the 5th layer is very rare. The world-defying soul river has long since dried up. Even with the Violent Soul, it is hidden and not so easy to find. In short, there is Violent Soul, just go straight to find it. He Feng Yuan feels that he can get Space Saint Soul is very lucky, but Shen Shang has abolished the cultivation base. The 5th layer world-defying soul river is inherently high, and the violent world-defying soul is rare, and it is even rarer to see the inaugural land. After a few days, Feng Ka spent another 70 years in the 3rd level time domain and had successfully realized the space spell at the 3rd level. Although there were not many space spells, Feng Ka used it. It took only 700 years to master it. Shen Shang hastily returns to the stone room at Oxhead Mountain. Feng Ka came out of Hidden Jade Villa and took a Crystal Emperor and said, "I want to use the Crystal Emperor to fix it." It doesn't take long. Feng Ka used her mysterious golden needle to make some powder from the Crystal Emperor, then she used her world-defying force to condense space spell, crystallize the Crystal Emperor powder, and finally cover it in teleportation. The damage on the formation, the perfect fit on the damaged Dao creation spell. Feng Ka was repaired very quickly, and in just 3 days, the teleportation formation was fixed. "It's best to use 15 Crystal Emperors," Feng Ka said. "The Crystal Emperor needed this time is a bit more, but for stability." "This is fine." Shen Shang took out 15 Crystal Emperors to Feng Ka and placed Feng Ka. There are not many grooves in the Crystal Emperor, but Feng Ka is proficient in formation, knowing to place where can also be absorbed by the teleportation formation. Shen Shang is very relieved that Feng Ka itself is the spirit of the formation barrier, is very proficient in these nature. There are so many formation barriers in the world, but it is not easy to breed a spirit. This is a very rare coincidence. When you are ready, you can start teleportation formation. This time, don't be like last time, giggle, Feng Ka Zhao said with a smile. "The last time Shen Shang was sent here, I met Zhou Jerkin, their 5 sisters. In fact, it's nothing to do again. I didn't see anything last time. I felt a little disappointed, hee." Shen Shang smirked. But he does need to be more prepared. If he sends this to a soul beast, he will encounter a powerful soul beast, which is very dangerous. He took a few deep breaths, held the divine mirror of 6 paths, and turned on teleportation formation. He Feng Yuan in divine mirror of 6 paths is also very nervous, because her current strength is very low. She is going to innovate. She doesn't know what her future fate will be, and she is even less clear about Shen Shang. Can this guy survive on the land of innocence? Shen Shang killed 2 Imperial Dragon Gods. If they were known by the Imperial Dragon Palace, they would definitely be chased. This is also a bit of concern for He Feng Yuan. The transfer process is quickly over. Shen Shang appeared in a dark place all around, and it was a little cold. He immediately went into stealth and then used Dao Heart Eye to observe all around. He was surprised to find that the situation here was very strange. There was a strong flame force, but it is sealed. The seal of the flame is still the power of ice. No matter, go out and say it. Shen Shang tried it. He can use space power here. Although this place is already a pioneering place, he has Space Saint Soul, which can break through the law of space. But not as smooth as that's it before. After Shen Shang teleport went out, he came to the bright place, and the outside was actually land of ice and snow. What made him unexpected was that the place where he was just was actually in the body of a behemoth. This black tortoise, fire black tortoise beast. Shen Shang looked at the huge black tortoise that turned into an iceberg, and was very surprised.